know in a few moments. Okay. Ladies and gents and ladies and all the probably, I don't know. If y'all aren't, y'all are dudes, but why does it keep changing the title to that? I am not there. That is not what's going on here. Drawing these. We do exclamation point. There we go. Drawing fairies for free. Wee! Let's go wee. Say the word wee. That will work. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. I am almost at... I've almost hit another goal. Probably because I haven't, I don't consistently stream, all the time. Which probably should be a thing. But for some odd reason, I just don't sometimes. I have no idea why. I mean, I do know why, because life, that's why. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch depressing shit right now. As much as I want to support my own community, I gotta look at the depressing shit on my own. I apologize. I don't think really looking at political shit's a good idea. Not right now, at least. Let's go to audio. Have y'all... I don't... Ah! No! Don't open that up! No! Oh, fuck. Alright, well. There we go. Boing. Auto. Activate. Good, now activate that, and that, and that. Yay! We are going to do things. We are no longer doing burger tier list. I'm going to get rid of burger tier list. I'm going to switch it to that. There we go. Make sure that,
Hey, Link. God damn it.
Okay.
I'm sick YAA.
No! Not sick. No! That's not good. No! That is unfortunate. How dare you get sick? Oh no. Why is YouTube not... Okay, there we go. YouTube wasn't showing the stream, but now it is. So we're good. Hopefully.
Hey.
Heyo, how you doing? Hope everything's going well with y'all. Hopefully. Let's hope. Let's cross our fingers and hope, ladies and gentlemen. Alright.
Color.you went live. When my phone was at 1 T.
Oh. Why are you not charging your phone? Keep your phone on the charger while you're watching stream. You know, if you're on...
I had to go through computer.
Oh. Usually, if you're on your phone, use the Brave browser, and you can actually have your phone charge while watching YouTube. Therefore, your phone doesn't drain battery.
When you started stream, my tablet restarted.
Oof. That is unfortunate. I just have that kind of power, you know? You bring...
Water.
What?
I actually posted something to the rant Discord about how I am currently.
Hi, how you doing, MK? I know, I noticed, what do I call it? I saw that, and I'm very sorry. So let me see, hold on. I fully read it, but then I didn't comprehend it. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm trying to, let me remind myself. I need to, yeah, I mean, as bad as this sounds, like, I don't mean to be that person, but it is one of those scenarios that it sucks and you feel that way, like, all the fucking time.
Am good. Just trying to draw dragons RN3.
The older you get as well, the more tired you're gonna feel. But, you know, the whole point is to eventually get to the level where it's supplemental and it doesn't get to the
I going to get water. BRB MK made me thirsty.
Yeah, I mean, as crazy as it is, you're always going to be tired all the time. And the older you get, you're going to be more and more tired despite you doing the same tasks over and over again, right? Like, even, and like, eventually you, like, balance will be found. But currently, like, I hate to say it, but in the time we live, it is just the time, it is just, there's a lot of exhaustion and a lot of, like, strategies we have to do to survive right now. And I mean, I hope your parents.
Well, I didn't see it because I am not in the Discord server. But if you are comfortable sharing it, Zen, can you tell me?
If Zen is also okay with letting me share it too, because
Cassie, that could be taken out of context. LOLXD.
RB. Jeez, yeah, I did notice. Woof. All right. Now with that note, anyway, what was I saying? Just trying to draw dragons right now. Ooh, that's nice. Sorry, ADHD brain. Anyway.
Go ahead. OOP.
Yeah, so yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Zen was telling, you know, he's just exhausted because of, you know, what do I call it, projects, schools, I guess real life burdens that are happening right now. Right now, I mean,
Thanks, Zen and Color 3.
I don't know if you're like, I don't know how old you are. I don't know if you're a teenager or if you're an adult. If you're a teenager with a job and school, I know how you feel. I was doing that at the same time when I was in school, so I believe me, I know how tiring that is. I'm going to not lie to you. When you do end up just doing work, you're gonna be doing it for, like, for rent money, but I'm hoping that your parents are okay with you living with them for a bit, especially in the current timeline we live right now. I wasn't able to because I was, you know, because at the time people did not understand that rent has always just been extremely expensive, even when I was an adult. So, well, the moment I turned 18, like, rent was just way more fucking pricey, and it just only skyrocketed more and more every year. So, like, I believe me, it won't get any easier. But if you're able to live with your parents while you work, at the very least, you'll be able to be you'll still be exhausted, but at the very least, you'll be able to live, you know, for a bit. I don't know exactly how it is living with your parents. I never really got the opportunity to figure out how it is being an adult with your parents, but I'm pretty sure if they're reasonable, you're gonna have to, like, find some, you know, some methods to be able to live with them for a bit. That is one thing for sure. The second thing is, I would say, I don't know. Once you're out of school, I will say the exhaustion of bringing work or bringing stuff home is going to go away. But the exhaustion of working full time is going to exhaust the fuck out of you. So, but at the very least, when you're home, you don't have to worry about work. You know, that is kind of the scenario that's good, right? Like, work stresses you out, but when you go home, you're home, and it's gonna feel like you just got home, like you just got off of work, and you're gonna feel
You give
like,
good advice.
yeah. Well, I mean, so here's the thing is, it's going to be exhausting, but I don't know.
Back.
From what I can understand, when you're in school, life feels like it takes forever, right? But when you start working full time, it's going to feel like the years are going to pass you by quicker than ever, and it feels like you're only working, even if you've got a hobby, right? That is one thing that is going to happen. Even when you feel like you got a hobby, it's still going to feel like you are like, it's still going to feel like the years are fast, right? Like, I did TikTok when I was like 17, right? 18. Like, so I was doing Musically at when I was 17, but like, again, and it feels like it already, like, it's been what, 7 years by this
Zen.
point?
Take time to rest if
Hold
you
on.
get a chance to.
2018,
I get the school project and jobs is completely hard, so take time to find space to rest somehow. Also, everything that Color said too is right.
So you get about 8, like, that's the thing, is in about 8 years, it doesn't even feel like it's been 8 years. It feels way less than 8 years. And like, and a lot of shit has happened within just my adulthood period. So I would say for now, just like, don't feel bad for snoozing a bit until you are an adult. I know this sounds crazy, but when I was a teenager, look at where I am right now. Doing stuff now as a teenager is not going to do anything. Hi, how you doing, Mars? Welcome. Don't exhaust yourself and fucking relax. Because I know this sounds crazy, but like, I tried that when I was a teenager. I tried to exhaust the shit out of myself to make sure that I tried to exhaust the hell out of myself to be able to get to a goal, right? Turns out that actually doesn't work. Like, I was doing stuff when I was a small child and thought building my whole portfolio of when I was like, I literally have been doing this since I've been 8, right? And look where I am now. I have restarted like a 5th time simply because of my career, that like, simply because of the fact that like I just, I was an ignorant child and I wasn't ready for the business world, right? Even when I was 18, I still think I just took me a lot of time, right? I'm sorry, I know I'm getting more personal, but like, I promise this is relevant. I would just say, if you are a teenager and you have a job and have school, I would just say for now, just relax, right? Just relax.
I just recovered from the flu. It was dog dookie.
Ooh, geez, that is unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. Learning Blocks Fan 2023. That is a wild name, but nice. Also unfortunate, and I'm glad you at least recovered from the flu. Yeah, it's awful. I know you feel like you're dying when you have the flu. I have never personally, well, no, I have had the flu, but that was when I was really young, so I don't remember it. Sorry, I'll get to you in just a second, Learning Blocks. I don't know what you want me to call you. You might need to let me know ahead of time. I apologize. Yeah, I would just say right now, Zen is just, if you are a teenager and you are like, you have a job and school,
I can try.
I would say try to find some time to snooze. Whatever time you can. Alright? You don't have any time. I hate to say it, but like, I know how you feel. I also was like that, I also was like that. I would say for now, relaxing is probably the best source. People are going to criticize the hell out of you for it, but just don't worry about what they're saying. A lot of them say that shit all the time. Your parents are probably pissed, like, already that you're, like, coming home late. Mine were, too, Mine were just really annoyed that I was coming home, like, super late at night. But, it's just, I would just say ignore it. it's not easy to ignore your parents, but believe me, it is possible because you have a job and you have a job and and you're in school. So just like doing that shit is just possible, you know? Um and if your parents are pissed off that you're staying late, be like, "Well, you told me to get a job, so now I have a job." You know? That's what I did. That's what I told mine, you know? I didn't really give a shit because they were drunkards, but, you know. I know probably different scenario, but, you know. So that's the best way you could probably combat that. Um, I don't know, but, you know. I don't know exactly what you
I
plan.
was just checking in. I gotta go to bed early because we're doing Easter on Holy Saturday.
That's fair. You have a good night.
I didn't mention in the Discord, but part of the problem is I have chronic pancreatitis and get hospitalized every few months.
Ooh, jeez. Wait, you don't have Social Security though? Oh, wait.
Have a great night. Good night.
Right, I forgot Social Security was pulled off. You don't have like the Medicare insurance stuff? Wait, did they pull out Medicare too? They pulled out Medicare. Oh my god. Okay, wait. I didn't even think about this. Cuz I have like a state Medicare thing where I live, so it's a little different where we live. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Do your parents at least like are your parents so I hope your parents are at least like, you know, understand that you have a medical problem then, because that could be an issue, you know. You're definitely gonna have to stay with your parents then, like at one point. Oof. Yeah,
What did I come back to?
Zen. We're still talking about the stuff with Zen right now. Also,
They get it?
how was work learning blocks? Or if you didn't work today, how's errands? And if you didn't do either of those today, how was your day in general? Hello, MK. Welcome back. Also, hello, Pepe. Welcome. Welcome, long ferret boy that I made extremely long for no reason. Let's see. They get it. Okay, good. I'm glad, because I'm like, so yeah, I would say, God, I don't know if it's healthy for you. I don't know if it's healthy for you to do school and work. But I feel like your parents are gonna like work the shit out of you with chores and shit, so I don't know. I don't know, man. That's dangerous. That's really dangerous, but
autocorrect moment.
I also don't have that I don't have that issue,
LOL.
so I can't really give you advice on that.
Yeah, LOL. I don't have a job, but my mom has a bad back and needs me to help her with a lot of things.
Yeah, and you have fucking... Wait. Okay, I get that she has a bad back, right? But you also have, like, fucking... Hold on. What do you said you just had, like... You have... Okay, hold on. You have a chronic pancreatitis, and she has a bad back, so, like, why does... Okay, and she expects you to do, like... She expects you to do heavy shit with your medical issue? What the hell? Okay. That's a little fucked up, but I don't know. Maybe that's me. I don't know. I don't know, man. That seems a little fucked. But, you know, I wouldn't know. I don't have that kind of problem. So I wouldn't know, but man, that seems a little fucked up. Oy vey. I would just say if she has you helping her with stuff, just let her, you know, take breaks then. Take breaks if you're helping her, and, like, just be, you know, take breaks if you're helping her, and then just, like, you know...
My eyes are dry and they burn. BRB, I'm going to turn off my light.
You should probably do that, yeah. I would say, maybe, like, look away from your screen as well. Look away from the from the phone screen and just listen to the stream, considering listening is probably like the best scenario you could do here. Yeah. So I'd say then, yeah, just mainly...
Feel free to call me Max/Charlie. Also, my day was good. I ate lots of food.
Okay, sweet. Nice. What kind of food did you eat? And Max, got it. Max or Charlie, which one do you prefer? Yeah, okay, I'm gonna turn on some rain effects, because I kind of realized, I'm like, it is absolutely silent right now. Put on some...
I can do help her. But I have a lot on my plate right now and it's tiring.
Yeah, what do you... That's what I'm... So yeah, you have a lot of, like, homework, right?
What kind of medical issues? If you mind me asking.
Well, he said chronic pancreatitis. I don't know what exactly would go on with that. Also, I'm gonna put on some rain. Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh God, that's loud!
I put my tablet on nighttime mode.
I summoned too large of a fucking storm. Sorry about that. Sorry. Both. Okay. Gotcha, Max/Charlie.
HWLP the rain. Heavy rain hurt my ears.
Yeah. Sorry, my bad. Didn't mean to... You know, the Cloud Kingdom sometimes is just a little crazy at points.
That scared me.
Yeah, I apologize. Sorry, the rain was a little strong.
You summoned Zeus or some with that rain T-character.
I summoned Zeus.
Color had some hail level rain sound for a second. LOL.
Yeah. Hail level rain sound. Yeah, it's true. Oh my god.
To clarify, my pancreas doesn't function as it should.
That is unfortunate. I am very sorry to hear that. I'm very sorry to hear it. Hello, Booty Wizard? Hold on. Okay, we are definitely getting some people with some wild names again. Booty
LOL, that
Wizard.
sounded like last weekend.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to like cut you off, Zen. Hold on. Booty Wizard. That is Booty Wizard 69. That is an awesome username. What the hell?
His name is Color Storm for a reason. LOL.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, dude, that is a awesome fucking username. Hell
Bro, Color,
yeah.
you pulled the Thunderbringer to the ringer. AHH rain, you hurt my ears.
Yeah, sorry, Dandy. I apologize. Anyway, okay, hold on. I'm sorry for I'm sorry for destroying your ears, but we got Booty Wizard
I have a lot
here.
of people that sold their soul to me.
Sold their soul to me? Oh, me too. I mean, we have that in common.
It is what it is.
We have that in common, believe me. I definitely have some souls here, you know. I mean, definitely, you know, people that are here by their own sheer will and not here because of me being stupid.
Cool.
Hi, Alexi Johnson. Wow, we are getting a lot of random people here. Hi, how are you?
I just joined.
Hello. How was work? Okay, anyway, everybody all at once. Oh, I'm making a video that...
I agree with Color. That's an awesome username.
Yeah, right? Dude, Booty Wizard...
Hi, Booty Wizard.
Booty Wizard is amazing, is an amazing username.
Booty Wizard is so cool, that's an epic user.
Yeah. Booty Wizard is a fantastic username, man. Like, honestly, I really hope to see you around more, Booty Wizard, honestly. You definitely will, like, be a good addition to the Cloud Empire. Honestly. That is amazing. Anyway, sorry, Alexi. I am drawing a while back, Twitch chat, we were messing around with a bunch of AI programs.
Welcome, Booty Wizard 69/J.
Yeah. So me and Chat were messing around with Chat and I were messing around with a bunch of AI programs, a while back. And,
hold on, let me change my user.
One of them was
What are you drawing?
was a song that they were making, and the song that
I am going to try to get some actually good rest for once.
Okay, you have a good night,
Wizard is perfect. I just joined.
Yeah, and the song.
Good night, folks.
The song was a how do you say? And the song was so goofy that I'm making it into a music video.
Pronounced Alexei.
Alexei. Okay. Alexei?
Alexei.
Alexei. Got it. Well, Alexei.
Hi, Alexei.
So, Alexei, what I am doing right now is I am doing a drawing. So, a while back, Chet and I were messing with an AI program. And I let, so one of them was a song program, like one of those song AI programs. And I took a Google Doc, and I took a song, and I took a Google Doc, and I let them edit it to whatever they wanted to make the song to, and then I put it in an AI, and the AI and then the AI did try to make it into like a music thing. So now, but the thing is, this song, out of all the songs, this one was so funny that I am now making it into a music video with Chat. I'm putting Chat's OCs in the video to make this into a music video. I usually make shitposts often, so this is one of the things that I usually do is I put Chat in my shitposts. So, you know, it is definitely this is an addition, or this is like a thing that was just kind of came out of it. You know, I just realized, MK, did I ever... Yeah, I did draw your character. I remember the legging socks. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, so they took the song Hallelujah, and now the song is known as Horny Daddy. It's very, very different from, Alright, you have a good night, Cassie. I appreciate you hopping on by. Yeah, it was very much a spur of the moment random thing, for sure. And... What, your name? What do you mean, what's my name? What drawing? What do you mean, what drawing? This drawing? It's an animatic. Right now I am drawing the scenes. I'm setting up the scenes for it. How do you say it? I'm setting up the scenes for it at the very moment. So, you know. Right now I am still not fully there. I'm trying to set up everything as much as I can, so, you know. Oh yeah. Alright. Can you draw Mickey Mouse dancing on a treadmill covered in cheese and Beyonce lyrics? No. Because, right now it is a YCH, so, that is not what we are doing. I am very sorry, but no. Unfortunately, we have a set plan, and I'm going to stick with the plan. We have a project that's already been in... What do you call it? We have a project that is in the progress of being made, so... I also forgot to... Actually, you just made me realize I didn't put YCH in a second. By the way, we can't hear voice chat, just saying in case it was intentional. Oh, yeah, no, it was just a lot of people are talking at once, so I just kind of quieted it down a little bit. Is there whiteboard today? I don't know. Do you guys want whiteboard today? We could put whiteboard today. Okay, welcome back. Oh my god, what did you change your username to? Color I'm gonna bring bring Doreen. So yay or nay that Mickey Mouse? Probably not. I'm sorry, but no. That is not the plan here. Maybe another ship post. Maybe another time to do another ship post, like in the future. But currently with this, no. Most likely not. And I am going to let y'all know as well. On Saturdays I can't stream, but on Sundays I will be streaming a little earlier now. So, you know. Oops. Can you draw a cat? I can. But everybody has their character submitted in the Discord, so I have to do it in order. I'm doing it in order, so I'm doing for whoever is present in the stream and post their OC in the Discord. So if you want, I can, like I said, I mean, I always need characters involved in this. Who? What do you mean, who? Diashano? What is... Booty Wizard better not change his username? Yeah, honestly. Hold on, one sec. Hi, Jax. Welcome back. It's been forever. How are you doing? Hold on. Here, I'm going to just check your channel out just for the sake of making sure that you do pass the vibe test, because I'm not sure. Hold on. Oh. Oh, you make covers of stuff, huh? Interesting. Hold on, wait. Color I'm gonna bring to rain. Hell yeah. Hold on, wait, hold on. Are you animating your drawing? Animatic, different.
Heart-shaped box by Nirvana.
Hold on, wait. We gotta listen to we gotta listen to a Nirvana cover. Hold on. Hold on, one sec. Hold on, wait. You know what? We gotta. Hold on. Now we have to. Now hold on. Wait. I feel like a Pisces when I am weak. I've been locked inside. Most amazing? I actually don't know. That's a good question. Singing is beautiful. I love this. Oh. I wish I could eat you again till when you turn back. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. This is gorgeous. I love this. Hell yeah. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever in debt to your priceless advice. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint.
to your priceless advice. Your advice made it in Arkansas. Forgive no one just yet.
Maybe.
Come myself on angels surrender me his breath.
What are you saying? Me too.
Broken hymen of your highness, I'm left back.
Hmm. I can see that.
Throw down your umbrella new so I can climb right back. Hey, wait,
Yeah.
I got a new command.
I noticed.
Forever indebted to your priceless
The
advice.
The voice is beautiful.
Wait, I got a new complaint. Forever indebted to your priceless advice. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever indebted to your priceless advice. Your advice.
Yeah, right? Honestly, shit. I love it. I agree, Dandy. Hell yeah. That was amazing. I love that. For playing my I'm a singer, but I don't have money. Go record my own songs one day. I'll be in a band. Yeah, you're good, man. Voice mod is updating. Shit. Voice mod. No. Hell yeah.
I wish I could eat your cancer when you turn black. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever indebted to your priceless advice. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever indebted to your priceless advice. Hey, wait, I got a new complaint. Forever indebted to your priceless advice. Your advice. Your
That was beautiful.
advice. Your advice. Okay.
Hell yeah. My god, that was amazing. Hell yeah, everybody, give that. I better see a bunch of clapping emojis for this. Hell yeah. My god, that was amazing. Hold on, we need another round of play. Hold on, keep going. There we go. There we go. My god. Absolutely fantastic. Fan-fucking-tastic, bro. Holy shit. My god. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. That was fantastic. I love that. Hell yeah. Everybody went quiet. Come on, everybody. Hey. Everybody was so, oh, shit. I didn't even realize. There we go. Perfect. Okay, the record labels, they'll find me. Hopefully. I hope so. Bad at English? That's alright. That's okay. Ugh. I bet they will. They always do. Ah, I see. Well, you're you're in a perfect country then that is doing very well economically, so I am very sure they will find you at one point. Definitely. That is what a lot of Americans are trying to tap into right now, is the German market. So at the very moment, Germany is a perfect place to what do I call it, end up being popular for music right now. So I hope that eventually I will see you in the future. There we go. Yeah, there we go. MK, you gotta get in you gotta jump in on this too. Come on, Dandy, you as well. It's a lovely song, I know. I think everybody else just like... I think everybody else bailed before I had the chance to say anything. Damn, I should have played it earlier. Oh well. Do. All right. Okay. Anyway. Oh, sorry, I was drawing. Fair enough. Hold on, I'm translating. Translating what? Music blew your mind so much that you're trying to like figure out how good, trying to like translate how good it was. I could tell you that without translating it. It was like a fucking amazing. It was 10 out of 10. It's fantastic. Typing out some for this lady. Oh. I'm just clapping. There we go. I don't have any clapping emojis. Yeah, you do. What are you talking about? You have to. They're the ones where, like, the hand is, like, you know, together, and then it has the little 3 bars on it. You know? Here, you know what? Hold on. Let me get some freaking... Let me copy and paste it. Hold on. Yeah, I need to get some clapping emojis then. Then throw some Dino dances. How about that? There we go. Hold on. I'm on a laptop? Yeah, and I'm on a computer. I'm on a computer. Shit. Oops. Singing every day, new song that sing I'm happy, no hate. Yeah, of course. What? Dandy, I really hope you did not type anything offensive, please. Let's not, like, please do not. Please, please make sure that that was nice. Here. There. I have it right there. Sheesh. On a phone? It's German. Yeah, I know it's German, but I'm just saying, I just hope that in German you said something nice. So, you know. Hold on, I want to make sure you didn't say anything mean. Make sure you didn't say anything mean. This message is just for your singing was so good, thanks to... Spoiling? What do you mean spoiling? You mean blessing? It said spoiling. Your comment, I love music. Say spoiling? Oh. I don't know, I'm using like the worst form of like trying to figure out. One day I will have concert to make music, I bet. Sometimes it's also, you know, I'll practice my instruments. Well, yeah. I would say, usually with stuff like that, though, I don't know if you want to be a pop star, though. That's not necessarily the best scenario. I don't mean to be that, I just, like, just because usually, like, popular pop stars aren't usually the best. Usually you want to be, like, your voice is beautiful enough that it should be for, like, something that is, something that is a lot more appreciated from a local level, if that makes any sense. Like, a lot of my local musicians, I like a lot more than I like a lot of, like, you know, people have concerts. Don't get me wrong, people have concerts are great, but again, I just don't know if I would say really, like, I don't know if you want, like, I don't know if a big concert's really, you don't want to be a celebrity. I'm sorry to say it, but, like, you don't want to be a celebrity. Like, your voice is too talented to, like, to have some company take advantage of you. So, you know. But I just, you know, I would say just make sure you stand your ground because your voice is very beautiful. And I think it needs, like I said, I would just say try to stay as independent as you can, for sure. You know, it's okay to have, like, companies be interested, but just be careful. Because they know you have immense talent. Know your worth. Because, you know. Yeah, because, like, people here that are known, like, more... I know, like, depending on the country you live, like, fame, it works very differently. So I really don't know. So... I know it says American, and German. I can see that without having to use, like, terrible translator. Whose emote is this? Oh, it's Nox's. It's, Nox, because Nox was here for, like, a long point. I don't remember exactly the reason why I made that. I think it was because, like, Nox was, I don't know, like, I kept confusing Nox a lot. So I just made that emoji for her. Indie? Yeah, no, like, yeah, I mean, you know, stuff like, yeah, exactly, indie. It just, I know there's a lot of people that have some really good music that are just a lot more indie styled, and I think just, you know, I think it's very important to make sure that you don't fall to a record label. Especially in the modern day. But then again, if you do, no, you know, I don't blame you for it, but yeah. I don't know. I'm also, again, I'm old school. So I'm a dude that's been involved in, like, YouTube for, like, 17 years. I've been involved in content creation, period, for 17 years. So a lot of my advice is bad advice. So I'm not the best person when it comes to being, like, getting advice from, because I could end up, like, time I had to translate Spanish to talk to Spanish people on Roblox. Well, Spanish is also an easy language to learn if you speak English. Spanish is a super easy language to learn if you speak Spanish. You should just learn Spanish, man. You know, that's, you know, you've heard of the Duolingo meme. Weirdly, it works really well with teaching you Spanish. You should try it, man. Should have known that my apologies. Nox. Nox isn't even here right now. No. I've confused the shit out of Nox so many times that she became an emote, so... That's the thing, is if something goofy happens, I will make it into an emote. Like with phones, I'll definitely make them into an emote at one point. I'm gonna try to learn Spanish soon. Yeah, you should. Shoot, why not? Why learn it soon? Learn it now. Honestly, learn it as soon as possible. I am not using waiting for that last word to get there. Duolingo? Why not? What's wrong with Duolingo? For other languages, sure, but Spanish... Actually, I live in America, but I am native German. Native in German? Really? Huh. That's interesting. I did not know that. Are you new to America? Or North America, I should say. Probably, because, you know. So they gave me that American accent here. Fair enough. Duolingo sucks for learning language, especially English. Well, yeah. So, Duolingo is meant for Spanish specifically because it's made by the same guy that is efficient in Spanish. The guy that made the CAPTCHA, you know, the original, like, you know, the CAPTCHA thing you do where you click a little box and then it's like, oh yeah, which language, you know, which how you say it, click the picture of the bus, like all the pictures of the buses or all the pictures of the bridges, you know? So it's like, it's meant for, that's what it's meant for. And I've checked with actual people that speak Spanish, because my family does speak Spanish, and yes, Duolingo actually is, what do you call it? It is efficient in Spanish. It does actually you can learn Spanish natively. But the issue is it also explains it the same way that it like how like schools explained it to you, like when you learn English in elementary school. So it's not the best. It's not the best for anybody that speaks other languages. I would say Duolingo is very good for Americans to learn Spanish. That is pretty much it. Now, I would say it is good at learning Mexican Spanish and not Spaniard Spanish, which is very different, you know. I moved here when I was 12. That's fair. So yeah, you moved here pretty late then. I wonder. Huh. I wonder why your family moved out of Germany, considering its population is really good right now. Or population, considering its economy is really good right now. Did they move here because of work? Because we do need doctors here. We have needed a lot of doctors here, so... yeah, because we're always lacking in doctors. You know. Probably going to move back the way things are looking. Yeah. So, currently our leaders are not very, I don't know. It didn't used to be like this all the time, but, yeah, our current leader, this is the worst I think we've ever had. We have never had leaders this bad. Like, things have been intense before, but this is the most intense I think I've ever seen American politics. It is insane to me that they are this bad. They have never been this terrible, you know. I would say if you're an immigrant, or if your parents are immigrants, they should probably move back to Germany just until things die down, because our current leaders are not the smart, are being, like, they've already been paid off by corporations, but this dude isn't, like, most of the time with most politicians, they're paid off by corporations, right? So they let certain corporations get away with a lot of things. The problem is, Elon Musk is not like a corporate greedy dude. He is a I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. He's not just a greed pile. He is a dude that is insane. I don't know how else to explain it. He is just a dude that for some odd reason just destroys our just wants to destroy places for no reason. I don't know why. He just wants to be a dictator, and I don't know why. It just makes no fucking sense. Mark Zuckerberg doesn't want to be a dictator. I'm like fucking Bill Gates and fucking, Bill Gates and fucking I don't know, I mean, Jeff Bezos wants to be fucking Lex Luthor, but he doesn't want to be a fucking dictator. I don't know why they want to, why he wants to do this shit. I don't see every other billionaire every other billionaire or rich person just wants to be we move here because I don't know, probably job. Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is just yeah, I mean, well, that's what I'm wondering. So we are always, so here's the thing is we are always we are always desperate for doctors. And a lot of our doctors are from other countries temporarily, right? That's usually what we do is to make sure to try to, because we are understaffed all the time. So doctors and nurses are always needed, right? The medical field here fucking is awful. But so that's why we have a lot of foreigners. If I moved away, maybe I would not move to Germany again, but Ireland. Yeah, Ireland, I hear, is not bad right now at the moment. I mean, nothing really seems like there's anything that happens in Ireland. Also, it's very rural there. So, I don't know. I plan, if I ever get enough income, here's the thing is, I would leave if I could leave. The problem is I can't leave because I don't have the income to leave. As an American, as somebody that's been born and raised here my entire life, I can't leave because I don't make enough to leave. And a lot of times to get out of my country, it is a pain in the ass because I am uneducated from everything. Because our own education system fucked us over. So not only are we idiots not only are we just not, the most efficient and stuff, not only do we not have real life skills, we also are not educated, at all. 2 words to describe the president: orange. Yeah. Orange Cheeto. Yeah. 1 word to describe how he acts. Yeah. The problem is I never seen, I've seen politicians act bad before, but it's crazy to me that people are just full-blown, on his side. I've never seen anyone, as Americans, your whole job is to protect the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. The craziest thing is, I don't know why, but these people are just okay with him doing that. What other leader did they let us, what other leader would they let do that? No one. What happened to the American people? And I'll tell you what happened. They left. All the people that were sensible left this country already. They left in 2016. They left a long fucking time ago because they knew what was going to happen. And the worst thing is, the ones that couldn't are the ones that did have the money or didn't have the money can't leave. Like me, I can't leave. I'm stuck here. I am very much stuck here along with everyone else. And it's the worst because they're trapping people here just like North Korea traps its own people. It's awful. I don't know why, but like, you know, it's just, it's one thing to have corporations run everything and have most of the money and have us barely survive, but it is another thing to have a dictatorship. I cannot, it is, I don't know. I did not see in a million years that a fucking billionaire was going to do it, like be involved in a dictatorship. That is insane to me. Like you know that they pay to make sure that they are not involved in government, that they are not in the mainstream media, right? Is Lebetti going to be an emote too? Maybe. I don't really... Lebetti hasn't really done anything that really warrants an emote right now. You have to do something very goofy to be an emote. Yeah, I don't know. It's annoying because point being Europe is better exception of Russia. Well, yeah, I agree. The United States has never been good, but the one thing that was nice about our leaders is they respected the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. No matter who it was, even if they were a bad leader, they respected both of those, which means that a lot of times if people were pissed and people were pissed and people were actually like, the citizens themselves would protect that shit with their life. The leaders themselves would protect that with their life. They would not let anyone destroy that shit. As long as you followed that, that's fine, right? That's all they really cared about. Gotcha, goobers become emotes. Yeah, I mean, if you're also just extremely smart and like a very sophisticated person, I will put you as an emote. You know, there's also just you know, sometimes people that have like, if you're a comedy head, sorry, you shade your drawing now? No, so right now, I am setting up the scenes. I'm still on the storyboard part, so all these are like the storyboards right now. I'm setting these up at the moment so I'm setting up the scenes so I can draw, so I can make it move later, right? But right now, it's just setting up what I'm doing with each scene, just because there's going to be a lot going on here. So it's going to take me a while to finish. It won't be done for a very long time. But, you know, I'm not smart. Well, you know, I'm not either. Believe me. I'm not smart either. I don't know. If you're funny, I will give you something. I was scrolling through Pinterest when listening to this, and I heard gotcha. Well, yeah, not that kind of gotcha. I say gotcha as an old man 90s term. You know, gotcha was a word before gotcha life. Though I am okay with you know, anybody that uses that style, despite what people say, you know. I think a lot of artists ended up like, you know, drawing because of gotcha life, which is pretty cool. I admit, that is really cool. True, real, honest. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's... I just, the one thing I just want to, like, the one thing I just, like, how you say it, just is really hard. You're the best drawing worker I have seen for drawing a furry. For drawing furry? Best drawing worker I've seen for drawing worker. I use gotcha as a... okay. Well, yeah, I mean, here's the thing, like, I don't know. I've seen the Evolution animation movie film. Well, yeah, I don't know. I've not been involved with a corporate company in a long time. So I can't really like what do you call it? I can't really like I'm not really I say it. I'm not really like properly okay. What did I click that is doing this? I am trying to figure it out because it's like now doing some weird stuff. This is not what it was doing before. What did I do? I clicked something and now it's doing that. And I don't remember what I clicked. Because now it has this box around it, and I don't know what this is. I clicked something, and now it won't go out. Now it won't stop outlining it like that. It's really annoying. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I am, I am very much amateur for what I am in, but I've been involved in about art since, or like any graphic design stuff since I've been like I've been involved professionally since I've been 17, but I was an intern at the time. And they never really, I was one of the credits people, so I never ended up actually drawing ever. I ended up doing some of the credits, that like the animated credit stuff occasionally, but it was very rare. So I ended up not, after a while I just stopped taking contracts. So, I was doing it. I was an intern when I was 17. I was doing coffee runs for people for actual films. Then eventually I ended up running my big mouth and ended up getting an actual position for being a credits worker, and I did that for about I want to say, let's see, I did that for about 3 years, and then I got myself involved in character designs, like concept art, anime art, Japan inspired art, or another art. Which one? So my style is from a website called Newgrounds. Newgrounds was a thing made back in the 90s. And this style is what I used from previous artists, like Oni and Film Cow and Ill Will Press, Cyanide and Happiness. I was very heavily influenced off of Mark Haynes, which is a guy that used to do Mario Bros. Z at the time. I know that you may not know any of these, but I'm very much old internet, man. So I have been on the internet for a very long time. I have been involved with content creation for a long time. I've been doing YouTube since 2008. So if you want a timeline of who I am, that's who I am. I have been involved in it for a very long time before monetization was a common thing. So, yeah. I am very much, my style is very much influenced off of anime, but Western styled animation, period. Like Newground styled animation. I am not an animator, I'm an animatic artist, which the difference between animatics and animation, animatics only go from pose to pose, rather than actually moving from pose to pose. Like, there's not animation in between. I don't do any in-betweens. I just draw the characters and then give the illusion like they're moving. Not the illusion, but, making them go from one pose to the next. Because I really don't, I'm not very... I can animate. I just, it's just... I just don't as much. Because it's not really something that people pay attention to very much. So, people kind of still are fine at looking at it. Some people are, like, very much animation heads, but, I am definitely not one of those people. I use some very old school stuff. There is something called Dawn's Light. Just sitting here trying to be quiet. Well, you don't have to be quiet. I don't have text-to-speech on, so it's fine. If I had text-to-speech on, I would be like, yeah, please use, like, you know, phrases to contribute to the conversation, but it's alright. I don't have text-to-speech on right now, so it's alright. I also have ADHD, so I do go from thing to thing a lot. By the way, Color, I'm about to Dandy's World and listen to you. Okay, cool. Hell yeah. I'm the classic background streamer. Hell yeah, I love that shit. I love being the background noise guy. Oh, no, wait, hold on. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Actually, you know what? I'm actually gonna add a smile. That's some eyebrows. Video not splatting, buffering, please. Help, I can't see. I wouldn't know how to help you, I'm sorry. Morning. Morning. Here, let me crack you a cold one. Did that work? Love listening to your voice, bro. I don't know why it's coming. I am a stoner, so I don't know. I don't know. I've definitely gotten more and more, like, cartoonish because of Twitch, but I don't think that's a bad thing. You know, I don't scream very often, so it's not, maybe that's why. A lot of times when people, like, so the one thing a lot of times people don't really, I think, is new about content creation that people don't. Why was I recording this bit? What the fuck? I was recording. Well, okay, cool, awesome. That entire conversation is now recording. So here's the thing is, the funny thing about, like, about streaming, or about just doing content, period, is that, oh, better I can see the video. Yay. Glad to hear it, Alexi. Alexi, sorry. Or Alexei? Sorry, shoot, I'm very sorry. I forgot how to pronounce it. I'm very, very sorry about that. So, the one thing I have noticed is there is a new skill that you do get when you know, making content. And it is multitasking. And, is multitasking while talking, or, you know, doing a task while talking, as well as, how do you say it? As well as, like, being more energetic. I am not going to lie. When I first started, I sounded so dead. I sounded very dead. But, the more I have done it, the more I have definitely, like, upped my personality. By complete accident. It's just something that naturally happens. I'm not too entirely sure what it is, but I think it's just a natural thing that happens when you make content. You just essentially, I don't know what you do. You just do it, I guess. You just do it, and you just continue doing what you're doing, and you just start gaining more of a talking voice, which is, I've always had the host voice, but I've definitely upped it since then, for sure. It's not by complete accident. This is just how I talk now, but you remember how I was able to do, like, the deep EA voice meme for a while? I think because now my voice has been used to doing this all the time, where my voice is higher pitched, which means that now I can't go like EA Sports, it's in the game, without killing my throat, you know? I can't do that anymore because of that, so I don't know. It's interesting. I definitely am someone that... Okay, I'm done doing my little animation. Yo, hold on, wait. Hold on. Post it on art. We gotta look at your little goofy art. The one where you slide to the left is very funny. Hold on. Hold on. Wait. Animation break. We got animation break. Hold on. One sec. We gotta... Hold on. ADHD brain is happening. This is a certified ADHD moment. Quick, someone play the sound. Alright, here we go. Hell yeah. I love it. This is adorable. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, that was beautiful. Hold on, let's watch it again. Oh, yeah. This is gorgeous. I love how just... I love how it's canon now that everybody just draws their character as stickmen in my stream. Bones has really, like, made a massive impact on this Discord, man. Like, honestly, you know, I'm like, I don't think, like, I honestly love how creative you guys are. Well, it's not that one, but yeah, it's a vibe. Oh, is it this one? Which one? Isn't it? This is the one that you did, right? Wait, where? Ooh, look at this guy. Ooh, dragon. Favorite. Hold on, wait, now I'm gonna... Oh, now I gotta explore. Ooh, Burbloaf. I saw Burbloaf earlier, but I get to show you guys Burbloaf. Dude, look how much Ump's art improved. Bro, look at that. That's awesome. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Jamming out. Hell yeah, glad to hear it. Honestly, that's amazing. Whoa. Sorry, comment delay. Oh, you're good. Record conversation. Lol. Yeah, it was by complete accident. I didn't mean to record. I think I hit that by complete accident. Hold on. Are we missing any other art? Oh yeah, the blinking guy.
Hello, it's me, Jogatua.
Oh, that's the VTuber guy. Or PNG tuber thing. That's not art. Ah, yes, my favorite art. A guy vaping with a giant vape. Hell yeah. Alright. Oh, damn, that's cool. Damn, what the hell? Holy balls. How fucking long did this take? Hold on, how long did the... Boy. Alex say, got it. Hold on, how long? Wait, hold on, wait. How long did this take? Holy fucking balls, dude. Dude, that's got some shading. That's got shading to it. That is shaded. That is traditionally shaded. How fucking long did this take? Oh my god. That is amazing. Dude, that is wild. Okay, then. Whoa, look at this. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, dude. I just, like, wow, I got so excited I passed gas. My god. Oh shit, I'm passing so much gas. I'm so excited from this art. Jeez Louise. Goodness. Dude, what? Oh, that's fun. The knees work? Oh. Oh, now how the knees work. Never mind. Got it. I think we saw this one last time. Yeah, we did. Okay. Cool. That's awesome. That's neat. That's cool. I think we saw the rest of these. Yeah, we did. Okay. Alright. Sorry. Me being impressed for, like, fucking hours. Yeah, right, dude? Hell yeah, man. Dude, fuck yeah. You guys are so fucking talented. God, I could not ask for, like a better community. Y'all are so talented. Honestly. Y'all blow me out of the water. Like, I don't know how the hell, like, why the hell y'all even watch me. Y'all can, like, fucking blow me out of the water no matter, like, what. It's amazing. They're such talented people, honestly. And I love it. Swear to God, man. When y'all make your, like, a, say hi to Kaylin? Who's Kaylin? Also, hello, Summer plus Roblox. How you doing? How was work? If you didn't work today, how was errands? And if you did neither of those today, how was your day in general? Hope it went well. Wow. Yeah, dude, honestly, the fucking art is fantastic, bro. So anyway, when y'all, like, end up, well, I think I should probably work on the 14-second long animation I was making before that one now. That's fair. It's up to you, you know. I have unfinished projects. Definitely. I have a lot of unfinished projects that y'all will never see again. Or that y'all will never see on the light of day because I ended up trashing them because they ended up not being that funny, so they kind of went nowhere. So I just kind of deleted them. So, you know, just in case whiteboard materializes. Our attention to chat, though. That's fair. No, keep drawing, bro. Honestly, I'll be your background noise. I don't mind. Yeah. When y'all make, you know, when y'all, like, all fucking collab together for your new animated show, just, you know, just, send it to me, because I am downright fucking ready to be behind y'all when it comes to that. Honestly. That eye just does not look right. Hold on. What if I... You know what? Y'all need to be looking down. That's why. I'm not doing this correctly. Y'all gotta... It's looking down at a coliseum. That's what I need to do. That's what I need to do right now. Hello, Cassie. Welcome back. Welcome back. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well this fine evening. Or night. This graveyard time. Ghouls and Goblins music. There we go. Sending Discord. Wait, what did you say? Discord? Ugh. Sure, send it to Discord, Pepe. I don't know what you said send to Discord, but send it to Discord. Hell yeah. I meant that I was working on before this one. My head hurts, so I'm not very well. Yeah, that's fair. You should probably not be looking at your phone while doing that then. Just for the sake of, you know, making your head not destroyed and not listening to, like, a man with, like, a nasally voice. Because your head is probably, your brain is, like, trying to focus on that right now. I am probably not making you better. You should probably take care of your health before you watch me. So, you know. I appreciate you watching me, but it is also, like, how I send you anything on the Discord. You send it on the Discord chat. So if it's art, post it in art. If it's fan art, post it in fan art. If it's memes, post it in memes. And if it is self-promotion, post it in self-promotion. And if it's just a shitpost, post it in shitpost. Because, you know. We got some lovely shitposts, but we also have some lovely memes. And if it's just straight internet culture, put in some internet culture. I would love to see some culture. What the hell? What the fuck? Hold on. This is a shitpost. This isn't internet culture. Hold on. Wait a sec. Hold on. Sorry. This shitpost got my attention, or this internet culture thing got my attention. We're gonna see if it passes the internet culture test. Hold on. Does it pass the internet culture test? Let's find out.
What the hell is that thing?
It's a dingo. I named him Bingo.
I don't know if that's internet culture. That just seems like a shitpost. Where's the link? What do you mean? Aren't you in the Discord, Pepe? Are you not in my Discord? Oh no. Hold on, let me post the Discord link. Oh, hold on. Let me stop showing the Discord for a second. It's goofy, but I would not consider that internet culture. I would consider that more shitpost than anything. I guess that's internet culture, but I don't know. I don't know. What would y'all consider that? Would y'all consider that internet culture? Sorry, I'm trying to grab the invite. No, I closed Discord. Damn it. Ah. In Discord, you bitch. I don't know. Why'd I hesitate on saying the word bitch? Because I didn't want to call it a bitch. I wanted to call it something else. You know, when you could've, anyway. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna put this on a single day. You know, I'm gonna put this within. And it is going to have 5 uses. Generate new link, copy, and go. Sorta newer. Well, yeah, but it's also it's more of a shitpost than it is internet culture. I think internet culture would be something a little different, wouldn't it? Maybe not. I don't know. I'm trying to, like, think, like, you know. Like, it's like the like, swirling line. Like, if... So, like, you know how, like, usually with, like, culture, there's, like, a thing that like, it's very specific to, like, a very specific type of culture. Like, with furry culture, there's furry memes. It's kind of the same thing with this, you know? It's like, you gotta have very specific type of cultures. Like, it's gotta be a very clear culture when it goes to it. Because if not, and it's like a meme that everybody understands, then it's a meme. And if it's like something that's just dumb and like has no context and it's just like made poorly, like, but it's still very funny, it's a shitpost, right? That's the difference. Even if it's not funny, it's a shitpost, you know? That's essentially what it is, you know? There's very different circumstances when it comes to this stuff, but I don't know. Like I said, I can't really, like, maybe I don't have the best context when it comes to it, but, you know. YouTube channel is very hard to make. It's difficult, and I would love be popular. So, here's the thing with popularity. You have to get very lucky with it. But, if you're not, there's still there's internet popular, and then there's lucky there's internet popular, lucky popular, and celebrity. So there's internet popular, so there's community, there's internet popular, and I would say there's internet celebrity, and then there's celebrity. So internet celebrity is the really popular people, right? Those are people with like millions of subscribers, right? Those are the people. Internet celebrity are people that are so big that like a lot of people know who they are, but not everybody knows who they are. But there's a good large sum of people that know who they are, right? The problem with that, though, is because their audience is so generalized and so specific, they have to cater to the algorithm and not do something that they enjoy as much. There's just internet popular, which is people that are catering to a specific thing, but they're people that are popular enough where they how you say it? They're people that are popular enough where they follow an algorithm, but they don't really necessarily do it for the sake of their own thing, right? So you meant famous versus popular? Well, yeah. So there's internet famous and then there's popular, right? And then there's you don't really want either of them. That's the thing, is you want community. That's what you want, because usually, don't get me wrong, if you want to do it where it just is a job and you just do it as a job and it is something that you're not really that interested in YouTube, sure, fine, that's okay, right? That's an okay thing to do. I'm not blaming you if you want to do it just for the sake of a job, right? But in your case, it's music, right? So I'm assuming you don't want to just do music as the sake of being a job, right? Like, I'm an artist, right? I want to do stuff for the sake of art. My whole thing is entertaining people. I don't really care what I do as long as I entertain people, right? That's my whole thing. So that's very open to me, right? But that means that because of the community that I want, I don't essentially appeal to an algorithm, because I'm more catering to a niche that I have, right? That is community, right? That is fine. You still put yourself out there, but I am doing this for myself and no one else. That is the thing, is I appreciate the community, but I am doing this for myself. I am doing this because I want to connect people. I am doing this because of the sake that I love doing this. I would be doing this irregardless. I did this when I had 0 viewers on Twitch. I did this when I had 0 viewers on TikTok. I was posting TikToks when I had 0 followers. I did this when I was posting 0 subscribers. You see how old my channel is. I was posting shit for a very long time. I was doing this on Vine. I did this because I loved doing it, right? I loved just making goofy things, right? That is what I do. But, I don't blame you if you want to do this as a job, but just recognize the more popular you are, the more you have to appeal to an algorithm. And the algorithm then eventually chooses what you do. You can still have fun with what the algorithm gives you, but eventually you're going to have to do it statistically rather than by the sake of, in joking of the comedy, I somehow made another book. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Glad to hear it. And that's beautiful, Sorry, one sec. Let me go to you joining real fast. 'Cause I have to give you a role real quick. I'm just gonna do it manually, since you probably, I don't know if you have where is the welcome? There it is, right here. Hold on, I'm gonna give both of y'all a water droplet roll so you guys can see everything. Water droplet and water droplet. Perfect. I'll get to that in just a sec, Alexei. Let's see. What was I saying? Even if you like it or not. His fame/popularity is chosen by the people, even if you like it or not. So, yes and no. Your popularity is chosen by luck. And it is chosen by an algorithm. An algorithm basically just likes numbers, right? And essentially, if you get enough numbers, your algorithm, you will be in the algorithm. because TikTok and YouTube and Twitch and all those guys, they just look at numbers because they're trying to max profits, right? They're trying to get max profit as much as possible to get as much money as possible, right? That is their entire thing. It is okay if you are doing this just as a job, right? But if you have something you are generally interested in, you should, closest to fame / popularity is people liking my comment on Instagram. Well, yeah, I mean, and that's fine. That's the thing is, that's like, you know, if you commit to it, it's a lot. I do admit. I know everything. That's the thing is, I really, as much as I'm somebody that's restarted, I've restarted like 5 times, right? So I'm like, I've restarted, I've been short form and long form content. I've done old YouTube, I have edited people's videos, I've worked for distribution companies like Machinima, I have done stuff for like, I've even been just somebody's personal editor, I have made my own YouTube videos, I've been involved in an MCN, well the MCN was Machinima, but like, I have been editing, like I have been, involved with Vine, I know how to make commentary stuff back then. It was just a lot of stuff that I like on top of it as well. While I've been doing that, I've been seeing how the algorithm changes. Now, as much as everybody doesn't know everything about the algorithm, they're not fully telling you the truth. They know a lot about the algorithm. They know the main things about it, but they are right that it changes all the time. That is the thing that they are right. It does change often, so often that you can tell the differences, but a lot of shit doesn't change with social media ever. It never has. But the thing is like it is very different than how it started, for sure. It is more greedy than it's been, and it's also more like there's now more people that do it for the sake of monetization than they do it for the sake of making, YouTube now, right? But there are those people that get lucky, right? There are those people that do stuff purely for passion and get lucky, right? Those are people that I would say is probably not the point you're going to get to. I would say just throw that out of your mind. Be like, I'm never gonna get to 1 million subscribers, right? Even be that guy that's like, I'm gonna never get to 100,000. It might happen, but again, don't expect that. Expect that you are going to be like, pull yourself into this mode where you're gonna be like, okay, I'm going to make music because I want to make it myself, right? I want to make music for me. I am fine with entertaining people, but I am making music for me, and that's who it's for. I'm going to make covers of songs that people are interested in, but I'm going to also but I'm doing this for myself. The moment that you start doing it for yourself is when you garner a community. Then you talk to people of that same community, and you connect with them in a different way, right? You are not building a parasocial relationship, but you should be somebody that at least is relatable to them, right? That is the difference. You should also let your fan base know, like, I let mine know a lot of times. I am not going to be able to be your friend. I'm never probably going to be able to meet you in reality because life just doesn't work that way, sadly. I can't guarantee that I will meet any of you guys in real life. And if you did meet me in real life, you would probably fucking hate me. I am funny, cartoon, goofy, internet man, right? I am experienced in content creation. I am involved in content creation, and sadly, I don't, the worst thing is I cannot guarantee that I will be able to meet y'all ever, right? I can't guarantee that. So then, this is why I tell people, meet people on Bark if you're a furry, BARQ if you're a furry, because that's how furries meet each other. Find Telegram groups that are in your local area, in your state, where you live if you live in the United States. And countrywide, look for it in your country if you are like in Europe, or if you're in the United Kingdom, or if you're in Australia. There's plenty of groups. I have talked to many groups on Telegram, and I've talked to them in reality, people that have been from other countries that have been to local furry parties. So I know that they exist. I have talked to them, I have seen them, I have been there, right? So I know they exist. That is the one thing I do say. That is the main thing that I'm going to bring up when you have an audience. But for now, what I would say is do things for you. That is who it's for, is for you. If you, again, if you are doing stuff just as a job, that is okay as well. By that point, that's fine. Do whatever you need to do, right? If you're doing it as a job, that's fine, right? I was picked as a cutesy, autistic, arty kid in my school years. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, as funny as it was, art was very much like a, seen as a, okay, I'm not gonna go on that ADHD moment right now, sorry. I will go on that at one point. Yeah, I just, that's the best way I can really say, because you will garner a audience, but it is very unlikely that you will garner an audience that's massive. The people that you will garner, you will build it for years, and then by one point, you will be able to barely even live off of it, right? Like, just barely, You'll be scraping by. But by that point, you'll be fine, right? You will have your audience, you will have the income, you will have everything you need. But it is not a race. It is not a sprint. It is a marathon. It could take 10 years. It could take 20 years. It could take 2 years. It could take 20 years. By that, you need to make sure that this is what you want to do, right? If not, I would say, for now, try to, I would say for now, try to find another alternative job that might be able to fund it as a hobby, right? Because it could stay a hobby forever. You have no idea. But that's a good thing sometimes, because that means you don't have to find a new hobby. That is your hobby. So, the reason, I cannot guarantee that it will happen, right? I have so much experience that I really cannot be the person to give advice, right? I cannot be. I can't guarantee anything, right? I can give as much advice as I can give, but the problem is just anyone can, my honest opinion, anyone can do content creation, right? Anyone can do it. Anyone can be a part of it. Anyone can do anything. But the thing is, I know a lot. I know too much. I know everything. When you first start out, you don't probably know anything. That's not, a diss towards anybody. I am just saying, a lot of times there is so much shit that you have to learn that takes forever to learn, right? It takes years of your life. You will be exhausted by a certain point, right? But, if you're willing to commit to that, go for it. It is going to be it's not going to be instant. I'm going to tell you that. I did this since I've been 8 years old. I've done this since YouTube first existed. I mean, YouTube existed in 2005, but I've done this since 2008. That's 17, I've said this, I know I keep repeating this, I sound like a broken record, but that's a lot of fucking time. It's a lot of time. I have done this since the beginning of YouTube. So I am very much somebody that is very experienced in this. Not only that, I've been involved in like in graphic design, period. So not only have I worked in the YouTube industry, I have worked in the what do you call it? I've worked in the movie industry and the game industry and the, you know, and the advertising industry. So it's like I've worked in all these places, you know, I'm there, right? Like I know everything. But I still, even with all that time, I work at a thrift store. So, you know, it's not the, you know, I just say don't expect like insane success, you know. Expect what you can expect, but don't expect popularity. It is not a thing that is very easy to achieve. Build a community and you will be fine, right? You know. Do I think it could be a full-time job? Yes. It is going to happen either way if you commit to it. You have to really commit to it, but yes, it will happen. But for the sake of your own sanity, you know, like for the sake of your own sanity, just recognize that it will take forever. It will take a long fucking time. Knowing everything how? What do you mean knowing everything how? What, everything about content creation? Because I've been involved in it, like, since I've been a child, man. Like, I've been involved in it since the internet was new. I've been involved in it since social media was, like, first a thing. I remember shit I used to look at Facebook back in the day, man. I remember looking at the Facebook algorithm when Facebook was new. When Facebook was called My Facebook. Or Friend Facebook, something like that. When poking was like a common thing, you know? It was insane. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick piss. I will BRB. Hold on, 1 second. I'm going to BRB. I'm gonna be right back. Nope. Nope. Not that. Nope, come on. Hit it. There we go. I will be right back. Oh, I need piss. Holy ball sack. Hi SGM, give me 1 moment. I'll be right back. I'm just what do you call it? I'm gonna go grab some water. Okay. Boy, man. Now that I am back, I am... Okay, let's turn back on text-to-speech because we don't have a whole lot of people in here anymore, so, you know, I should be able to just listen now. Alright, alright. Also, hi, SGM. How was work? If you didn't work today, how was errands? And if you did neither of those today, how's your day in general? Hope it went well. Hope everything's going well. Are you saying you're chronically online since the beginning? Yes. The ironic situation? Yes. I have been chronically online since 2008. It is because it was, I mean, it was not really great because it was the only source. It was, you know, I lived in an abusive household.
I'm sorta decent.
Cool. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Hope that's always good when work goes decent, you know. I know how it goes. Sorry, I'll get back to you in a sec, SGM, sorry. What was I gonna say? Yeah, no. So I have been... The only thing I really used as a source of happiness at the time was the internet. But you also have to remember, back in 2008, it was... Not even then, like, I mean, yeah, even back in that time, it was a very, like... It was colorful, but not in the way that people think colorful. It was nice. You felt like you actually were connecting with people through forums, through other, like, you went to other websites, you went to forums and pages that you'd go back to every once in a while. Like, you would not go on the internet like every hour, right? It just wasn't really that kind of thing. You would go on for maybe, like, because pages would take, like, you know, like an hour to load just one page, and you would either play a flash game, or you would read a forum, or you would, strange enough, read a book, because it was a story. Like, people would post, like, digital stories or comic strips. Those were super common online, like Homestuck. I read the original Homestuck when it was still coming out. So, I mean, you know, I'm that old. That's the thing, is I was very much a part of old internet culture at the time, because old internet culture was colorful and beautiful.
Is the internet like alternative parents?
Is the internet like... No, it wasn't. My parents were not great people, but, you know, I don't know. Did I gain anything really from being on the internet? Kinda. You know, I will say, this is kind of the reason why I don't like social media is the way that it is, right? Or internet, period, is the way that it is. Because how I grew up with the internet is when, like, pages where people would just tell you about a website and you would check it out.
I am back from being very gone for very long.
Like, you would talk to people in real life, and they would be like, oh, hey, have you heard of this cool internet website, right? And you would explore the internet together. I did not mean to close that. I didn't hit save. Cool. Yeah, so what people would do is they would talk to each other in reality, and they'll be like, oh, hey, have you heard of a so-and-so website, right? And essentially, essentially what you would do is you would look up that website. Sometimes your computer would get a virus from it, and that was the risk you played with having a computer, right? Because, you know, virus protection existed, but it wasn't very good at the time, and viruses were not really, you know, were just a lot more prominent. But it was interesting, right? You essentially went online to see different things and different ways that people express themselves, right? you didn't go on a place like YouTube or you didn't pull up a social media app on your phone. You went to a computer and you looked up a website with your friends. It was super common for like 7 people to use one computer than it was for one person to use their own computer. Because one, computers were way more expensive back in the day, and two, like, it was just more, people felt more communal like that, right? People would find their interest all together, and like maybe someone would look out on like a forum and they would meet in reality, right? And then those people would garner a group together and then they would look at a website together, depending on what their interests were, right? Like, you know, like, I'm trying to think of a common one. Like, artists used to actually go to, what do you call it? There was a farmer's market that I used to have nearby me, right? Or that was like happening at one point, right? And a bunch of artists would come together and talk to each other in reality, meet each other in reality and talk to each other. And they would literally go to each other's places and hang out, right? That was just a common thing back then. You know, like my sister, when she had her friends come over, right? Everyone would be like hanging out for a bit, doing whatever they had, whatever they were interested in, you know, maybe watch a movie. And then they would go on the computer and be like, oh yeah, have you heard of this website? Have you heard of that website? Have you heard of this? Have you heard of like this or that? You know, have you heard of this thing? Have you heard of that thing? You know, it wasn't just like, oh, have you heard of this? Social media just wasn't a common concept at the time, right? It just didn't exist like, it did exist, but it wasn't like, it wasn't prominent like it is now, you know? It just wasn't. It wasn't like a big thing like it is now. Like now, it's you've heard of social media. You know what social media is. Back then, social media was not really a dominant thing. People didn't even know what social media was, right? People kind of didn't understand the definition of social media, you know. And that's pretty much it, right? Like that was the whole thing. Is even then, people posting on YouTube was like just not common either, right? Essentially how YouTube ethic worked back in the day is you would turn on a camera and you would be like, oh hey, like I saw this really goofy thing that we could do, right? That I saw on a random website, right? Like all these challenges or all these like goofy skits and shit, people found from a different website, and then what they would do is they would do whatever the hell they did. Like my sister would post like a video of like their friend, like during Halloween, they would post like a thing of like the drunk ghost, right?
Social media used to be for nerds in the 80s, my parents said.
Yeah, I mean, it was not necessarily. I mean, so yeah, in the 80s it was for nerds, right? And then for the early 2000s, it was for teenagers, right? It was for teenagers to connect to each other and to talk to each other and just to make dumb things with their friends. That's what it was for. That's what YouTube was for. People would film on their camera. Like, they would get a camera. Like, you'd have to go buy a camera, right? Nothing like you have to go buy a camera, and you would film with your friends, and then you would upload it to YouTube, and the upload would take like 2 hours for like a 2-minute long video. It was insane. Like, animation was fucking bonkers at the time. It was revolutionary to see that shit on places like Newgrounds, right? Like, that's the place you used to go for animation. But then, like, when you saw that shit on YouTube, it was impressive as hell, dude. Like, I know the art doesn't look that impressive, but the technology was so fucking limited at the time. Back in the day, when you bought Adobe, you owned Adobe Anim. You owned Flash, right? You could buy Flash one time.
My parents are ironically nerdy than nerds.
Parents are nerdier than nerds? I mean, that's the thing too. I don't know how old your parents are, so maybe they're around maybe they're like, you know, millennials. So if they are, I believe it. I don't know. We are like my generation is the parents now, so you know, I wouldn't know. I mean, I would know, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Social media was just such a...
They're in their 60s.
They're in their 60s? Wow, okay. So they're like OG nerds. Got it. So then I would not know. That's interesting. I didn't have nerdy parents, so I wouldn't know. That's amazing. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I would say... So, I don't know. Internet culture used to be so different, right? It did. It really, really did. Like, when people talk about how old YouTube was and people miss old YouTube, I get where they're coming from, right? I do, but here's the thing is, do I think the culture...
They're the bad kind of nerds.
Uh-oh, what do you mean bad kind of nerds? How so? I didn't know nerds were bad. I didn't know you could be, like, one of those types of nerds, like, back in the day. Usually I thought just nerds were nerds back then. Are they geeks or are they nerds? Geeks are people that are into one specific type of thing. Nerds are the ones that are, like, into, like, are smart, but they're into, like, a bunch of different, like, you know, smart things. They're still into, like, some, you know, sci-fi shit, but, you know, are into, like, some, I don't know, some, you know, they're still into, like, some, you know, very nerdy things like Magic the Gathering and shit, but they're, like, still very smart and work in a smart field. I have to make sure, because I'm like, I don't...
It's their ego.
It's their ego? Yeah, but Gen X always has an ego. I don't know, man. That's how my parents were. They just were... Gen X just has an ego. That's kind of the reason why they kind of... I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of why Gen X kind of sucks at politics. Not all the time, like I said, but... I don't know. Baby boomers were bad at politics, but man, Gen X is not good at politics at all, dude. They do not do their research sometimes.
Not all Gen X.
Yeah. Not all of it, but they have... A lot of them have... Yeah, I do admit, a lot of them are very, like, ego-trippy, right? There is Gen X, and then there's Zennials with an X. Zennials with an X are cool. Those are people that are actually cool because they actually, like, you know, they were this weird generation between Millennial and Gen X, and they can't relate to either. So they're just, like, this really cool middle ground where they're, like, you know, they're hippies, but they're, like, cool hippies, right? That were, like, into, like, nerd culture, but, like, also into, like, you know, into some, like, I guess car culture too, but they were, like, into, they're not, like, judgmental. I don't know how to explain it. I've met some Zennials with an X, man. They're so cool, man.
My father is not cool.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, is he Gen X or is he, like, a Zennial with an X? That's the thing, is, being a Zennial with an X, you have to actually consider yourself one, too. So, you know. I've met some Zennials with an X, man. They're badass. I mean, they're not just badass, they're just very nice people. I don't know. I wish I could be as cool as those fuckers.
He is a Zennial.
Really? Does he consider himself one, or is he actually one?
He says he is one.
Interesting. I'm just curious if he's actually considered one then, because, like, Zennials are actually, like, cool people.
I'm a Zillennial and I don't know what's Zillennial with AX.
So Zillennial is a Zennial with an X is a millennial and Gen X. They're Gen X, but they consider themselves they they're this weird they're millennial, but they consider themselves partially they understand all the old stuff that Gen X has and what they're interested in, but they don't really relate to them that much. And millennials are a lot of newer stuff, and they don't really they're involved in it and they know what a lot of that stuff is, but they don't really understand but they don't really they can't really relate to that either because it's too new for them, right? But they don't they're not against any of it, right? They're just people that
It's a chemical X in the Powerpuff Girls gotcha.
Yeah, no.
LOL.
So it's like with me, with Zennials with a Z,
Yeah, he remembers the time before the internet.
yeah, exactly. So it's yeah, that. So I'm so with me, it's with Zennials with a Z, I'm a Zennial with a Z, right? Because I know all this stuff from the 90s, right? I know all the 90s stuff, I know all the early 2000 stuff, I know all the stuff that the millennials are nostalgic for. I had a Tamagotchi, I had a Game Boy, I had, I allegedly, like I said, don't ask how I got these, because it was not by normal means, but, I won't go into that, all alleged, of course, definitely. I've been involved, I knew DS stuff and Wii stuff and old internet, and, I knew all of this stuff, right? I know I'm involved, I was there when it happened, and I know exactly, what, happened with all of it, right? But I don't have nostalgia for it like millennials do. Millennials have some intense nostalgia with a lot of this stuff, right?
Am I a Zillennial with A, M, or Z?
Well, we're about to find out. And then with Zoomers, I definitely think that Zoomer culture can be interesting, but again, I can't relate to anything that they really I am not hip with the kids, right? So I am not one of those people. I'm not hip with the kids. But I'm not I don't hate them either, right? I'm not oh, kids these days. No. I think social media culture is stupid, but again, I don't think that, I don't think it's purely a Zoomer thing that they're into the type of social media culture because they grew up with content creators, right? So obviously I get it, I get where they're coming from. Do I think some of the stuff that they do is dumb? Sure. But again, I don't necessarily think that that is just a Zoomer thing. I think
I'm
that
too young
is
for
just
millennials, but I'm too old for Zoomers.
Yeah, exactly what I'm saying. Yeah, well, I don't know. I can relate to a lot of stuff that the millennials were into, right? But I definitely can, there's some things that
Not going to lie.
Yeah.
I can't really relate with my generation. And I certainly don't relate with millennials and Gen Alpha.
Well, yeah, as funny as it is, you don't really know yet, depending on your age as well. As a teenager, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things I did not relate with, and I did not understand at the time, and I never really kept up with it, right? As an adult, I am in my mid-20s now, right? By this point, I am along for the ride. I think that both sides can be, I think any side is fine, right? The generation thing is stupid to me, but I do see where there is clear differences. Do I think that XYZ generation is worse than any other? No. That is my answer. I do not think that Gen X is really, here's the things. I think Gen X is very misinformed. I think that a lot of them do have some big egos, right? But the funny thing is, I get where they see those egos, right? Or where they get those egos, right? Because they were around during a time where teenagers were the most rebellious, right? They were around when teenagers were drunk driving and it was legal to drink and drive when you were 16. It was legal to do that shit. So, you know, they were around the time that cocaine was really popular, right? They were around the time that, like, you know, very big 80s things.
I was homeschooled and then private schooled in 90s.
Yeah, here's
I think that they have become helicopter parents because of all the stuff they used to do.
Well, yeah. And baby boom, and the thing is they think that they've done a good job simply because baby boomers were abusive towards anybody. And baby boomers are the most spoiled generation I have ever heard. As, like, the funny, Gen X is just repeating what baby boomers were trying to say to the Gen X kids, but the thing is, the Gen X kids were not spoiled. They say that they were spoiled, but they weren't spoiled. They were abused, physically and mentally, and they did not deserve that. But, at the same time
Helicopter parent is an accurate description.
Yeah, here's the thing is, but at the same time, what do you call it? At the same time, they should have been better than their parents, right? They were a little better, but again, housing your kid and feeding your kid is not necessarily, we're talking about Gen X parents, our parents. Here's the thing is, how do I explain this? Gen X parents, like, essentially, they thought that feeding their kid and housing their kid was enough, right? They thought that that was enough, right? And but they also were, like, thinking that, you know,
OOP.
Working your kid to a pulp as well and making them do everything was also, like, just a proper procedure, right? Like, my parent would fucking just throw shit at me if I did not, like, make sure the house was, like, sparkly fucking clean, right? Our house was so clean that light reflected off the fucking walls. But you have no idea the amount of dangerous fucking chemicals I was exposed to as a kid in order to make sure that place was clean, right? The reason why my room was never had any stuff, never had any clothes on the floor, I never had my bed was always made, my closet was clean, I had a box for everything, I full-blown was the cleanest fucking kid to ever exist. I showered so often. And
we're talking about generational missing links.
Yeah, the thing that happened, but the problem is it was never enough for my parent. She would get angry all the time. She had an abusive husband, I get it. But at the same time, it is her fault for marrying the fucker. It is her fault for having the oops child. She calls me the oops child all the time. She had that kid. She had that kid with this bastard. I know that my father's a bastard. He is the worst. He is awful. But so is she. She used a lot of her anger she used a lot of her anger on me. She used it on my sister as well. She attacked her kids simply because of the fact that she attacked her kids simply because of the fact that she was afraid of my father and afraid of divorcing him, and it took a while before she divorced him. And she should have done it before I was even born. She should have not had another kid with him. I know what that bastard did. Sorry, I'm getting really personal now, but essentially, I'm using my own example of how much of an ego Gen X has, right? You have Gen X that have been abused and tortured and
A kid needs love from a caring parent and a safe place with food, clothes, and a proper education, and the parents should learn from those PPL who can't do anything right.
Yeah, exactly. But they don't. That's the worst thing about it. There's flaws with parents. But at the same time, like, you know, they weren't necessarily good parents either. I don't consider them good parents, you know. The problem is, you should not tell a kid, oh, you are lucky to have this life, right? No kid is lucky. They didn't ask to be born. They didn't ask to exist. They didn't ask to be in this lifetime, right? They didn't ask for this. The fact that the problem with Gen X is they just assumed that, like, they just, like, never asked or never thought about the fact that, hey, this kid was born from me, and I never had to be, like, you know, this kid was born from me, and I never even thought about their own feelings. Because they themselves never got asked about their feelings.
Right. That's what my parents say sometimes.
Yeah, no, that's good. Hey, those are some good parents then. That's some good
T.
parents then, honestly. Yeah. I think some millennials do a good job with their kids. I honestly do. Like my sister does an amazing job with her kids, but again, like, I don't think all millennial parents are like that. I have seen some millennial parents that have their kid, like their fucking 5-year-old on a phone that, like, full blown. I was working at the register, and, you know, there was parents, like, you know, cashing out, like, you know, I was, like, cashing out some parents that were, you know.
The problem is that not all parents take the good things that their parents did, and do those good things to their kids. My grandfather never hit any of his kids. My father used to beat me as a child.
Grandfather never hit any of his kids. Yeah, and there you go. Yeah. And that's the problem, man. The problem is there's always bad people in the world, right? And that's the worst thing about it, man. There's just a lot of bad people in the world. And empathy is getting worse. And the scary thing is, I am noticing that with a lot of parents, right? I am noticing that with a lot of people. It is not the fact that I am just worried about people becoming parents. I'm worried that the fact that we are being, like, a lot of people are being forced to
My brother used to get beat by his father until court settled some agreement or something and stuff.
My brother used to get beat by his father until court settled some... Yeah. I mean, that's just the horrible fucking thing about it, you know? You know, child abuse is terrible. It's an awful thing. You should never attack your kid. It is just not good. You don't attack somebody, right? Like, you don't attack a person. You don't attack
Parents
somebody.
keep to hold in accommodatable.
Parents keep to hold in accommodatable. Yeah. Well, the problem is just... Here's the thing, is if people are not able to be parents, they shouldn't be. It's that simple. They should just never have kids. I don't care how much they pressure, like how much people will try to pressure you into having kids. Don't have them if you know you can't have them, right? That's what baby boomers, that's what our current leaders are all pissed off at right now. Because we can't have kids, right? They're getting all pissed off because we don't have the income to have kids, right? A lot of us want kids, but again, we can't afford them. But, you know, which means all the people that do make income might have some mental problems that essentially is just like, yeah, if I have a kid, it will be bad for them. So now, all these leaders are all pissed off because they want us to have kids, but the issue is, they're not actually, like, wanting to put in the effort to make it so we can actually have kids, right? It's that simple, you know? It's like, if you want us to have kids, then make sure that we have a stable job, right? Make sure we have a stable job, make sure we can afford them.
I meant hold accountability.
Accountability. Parents keep to hold in accountability. Sorry, I still don't get that sentence, I'm sorry. Because you're saying... Because I just... Hold on. Parents keep to hold in accountability. You mean parents need to be kept accountable? Or need to be held accountable? Sorry. Parents need to be held accountable. Yes, I agree. They should be. I agree, they should be. If, you know... A lot of people should not be parents, period. If anything, you should have to, like, be in... You should have to, like, take a class to have a kid, right? It sounds crazy, but you should, you know. You should have to have something to show to validate that you can be a parent. It sounds insane, but it's true. You should have some qualifications to be a parent, right? Because some people can't be parents. Some people do not have the maturity to be parents. And yes, I say maturity. There's people that are mature, but there's not people that are mature enough to have a child. Excuse me, sorry. There's people that are not mature enough to have children. And should never have children. There's a lot of people that are very much like that should have children, right? I think the funniest thing is if there was like a test or something that was just like there was like a I don't know, like
yeah, I mean held accountable.
Like a thing that you go through, right? If there was a thing that you go through to be able to
Bro, everyone in my school is so self-centered it's not even funny. They act like total brats and I hope the parents try to teach them manners, but I doubt, I swear.
No, they don't. I'm gonna tell you, adults right now, a lot of adults don't have empathy right now. That is the one fucking thing I hate about it right now, is a lot of adults don't have empathy anymore. A lot of people used to, but they just don't anymore. They're greedy. Like, I know that there is the joke that Americans are greedy, right? But this is bad, dude. I have never seen people that are I've never seen not only people that are greedy, but people that are just that have no empathy. I've never seen it this bad before. I don't know, I don't know how the fuck this happened, you know? It's so bizarre to me that there are people out there that just straight up don't I mean, I work in customer service, but it's more than just work, right?
We need adults.
Yeah, honestly, there are people that just don't know how to act like adults. And that's the craziest thing about it. There are people that just straight up
People are making that joke true.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is, man. Adults need to act more adult. That is the thing, man. I am sorry to say this, but actually, no, I'm not sorry to say this. People need to bulk the fuck up and need to act more mature. Simple as that, you know. I get it. We live in a shitty fucking time. We live in a terrible fucking time right now, right? It is very hard to survive. But the problem is you should not be like somebody that is unempathetic to another person. Unless they're, you know, a billionaire, but very different. And I say billionaire with a B, you know. Unless they're, extremely rich, you should be more empathetic to everyone. And that's the thing is, people don't do that anymore. That is the craziest thing about that. People just don't do that. You should, I don't care if you hate somebody to the highest degree, right? I don't care how much you hate a person. I don't care if you hate them with their fucking life, right? You should at least...
Adults need to bold up and act more mature, and I get it's hard to survive, but treat others with empathy or sympathy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, here's the thing. I don't care if you hate that person with your life, right? Respect people. That is it. Just respect the person. You don't have to like them, right? But respect the person. Judge them off of their actions and not what they believe, right? Simple as that, right? Judge them off of their actions. You know, whatever they are, you know, you need simple empathy, right? And I think that's why people left this country. I mean, no, I'm getting political again, but I think that's why people left this country. Is simply because people do not
As the saying goes, treat others the way you want to be treated.
Yeah, exactly. I think people left this country and abandoned this country simply because they've left all of the people that had don't have empathy, right? the unfortunate scenario is people now don't have basic empathy, right? People are becoming oppressors rather than
Sometimes being empathetic can hurt.
yeah.
I will try my best to be empathetic, but at a certain point I'm just burnt out and it begins to like hurt me emotionally.
Yes, but at the same time, if a person is new,
Yeah, same.
it is exhausting. It is terrible. It is so fucking hard to do over and over and over again.
I don't hate out of hates but love them to hate them.
Yeah, here's the thing is, the thing is, it is difficult, right? It is not easy to do it over and over and over and over again, right? But if you don't know the person personally, if you don't know them on a personal level, respect them. You know, that is it. That is all I ask.
If I'm being
right?
honest, the only reason why I'm pretty much chill with everyone in my school except for one or two in my class is because I have noticed that one or two just don't have a very strong social maturity.
Yeah, exactly. Here is the thing.
Love, hate, love.
Yeah, here's the thing is, you have to just respect people on the average, right? Like on the daily, you know? Like even a simple little like, you know, every day when I walk past somebody or I'm on the bus with somebody, there's so many crack addicts, right, that are at my bus stop, right? There is a ton of homeless people at my bus stop, right? There is a ton of crackheads that come into the thrift store I work in, right? But I treat them like a person. I don't care what they've done in their past. I don't care how they look, how they sound, what they talk about, or what they bring up, right? I respect them as a human being because that is how you should be doing it. You should not judge a person just by the way they look. Yes, are they missing a few teeth? Sure. Do they have the crackhead, like, movement? Sure. But they are not doing anything to me. They are not trying to antagonize me.
One time I stopped being empathetic a bit and stopped acting like a doormat to my friends, but guess what happened? They start talking behind my back and treating me like crap.
Yes.
Crackhead are hilarious.
But here's the thing is, by that point, Dandy, that is when you take them away from your friend group and you don't talk to them anymore. And you talk to, I know exactly how you feel, Dandy. I have been stabbed in the back more times than you can count. I have been stabbed in the back a fuckload. And I mean a lot. Hell, recently I've been stabbed in the back. You know, I have had a lot of fucking terrible people in my life. But what you have to do is just pick yourself up and move on to the next group of people that actually help you, right? You go to another group of people and you make friends, right? You make nice with other people that aren't them. Because even if somebody doesn't work out for you, you move on to the next person. That's what being a person is. There is always someone out there for you. And if people change and they're not there for you, move on from them and move to the next person. It is simple as that. It sounds stupid, but at the same time, that is how it is. You know,
We need to keep standing.
Yeah, exactly. The thing is there is going to be moments where you feel like trash. There is going to be moments, and not short moments either. You're gonna feel it for a long fucking time. If you worked in if you're anybody that works in customer service for a very long time, like you know, I worked in fucking fast food for like almost 8 years, you know? Well, let me see. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 2021, 2022, 2023. Yes, 8 years. I worked in fast food for 8 years. I felt like shit every day, and I worked overtime a lot. This was when there was a when there was an employee crisis, not a job crisis. And it was fucking awful. I hated it, dude. I fucking hated it. I was stressed as shit. I have I have broken wrist. I have punctured veins. I have a scar from that fucking place. It was awful. You know, it was terrible. But even with all of that bullshit, outside of work, you know, like even with that bullshit, I still just acted like I still knew that a new person was a new person and I treated them normal, right? Even when I went to the fucking I go to a grocery store and I still say, "Hey, how you doing? Hey, what's up, man? Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing?" Like, you know, obviously with customer service people, I was extremely empathetic, you know. So it's like, because I knew, right? Like, I worked in a fast food restaurant. I knew how customers were, you know. Like, I've worked, like, the thing is, you're not going to make friends with everyone. So if somebody is just, you know, passes you by, just say hello, right? You don't have to, like, have a conversation with them. Just say, "Hey, how you doing?" That is it, right? And you move on with your day. If you meet somebody in real life and you have something related to you, right? Like I went to furry meets, right? I say, "Hey, how's it going, man?" You know, like I know what their interests are, but I don't just immediately attack them for being interested in something that I'm not interested in, right? You know, it is simple as that. If I don't, like, you know, there's going to be some things you don't like about a person, right? There's going to be some things that are going to be super vile about a person. But by that point, if you find out something very vile about that person, you just sit there, smile, wait for them to finish and move on, right? Make an excuse if you have to, right? Make an excuse and be like, "Okay, I'm gonna go get a soda or something," right? You know, oh, I'm like, if you're, you know, like a lot of times when I was bowling, right? Like I would be like, "Oh, sorry, I have to go back to my bowling group. I'm sorry, it's my turn," right? That's all I had to do, right? Like it's.
We must keep going forward, Devimo said here at Elante
Yeah.
WIR Musin Widermakin. We must keep going in diff languages.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that you have to, like, I don't care how much you hate a person, respect them. It doesn't matter. Respect is what you need, you know. The only time you go after someone is when they are oppressors. If they are oppressing somebody, you defend the person that's being oppressed. That is the American way. Maybe that is not a European way. Maybe that is not another, you know, country way. But if you are an American and somebody is being hurt, you defend them. Obviously, if they are getting attacked physically, you may need to let the authorities handle that. But if they are not being attacked physically, you help them, right? You get them out of a rut. It is very important, right? Sometimes you can't do anything, but if somebody is getting attacked for being themselves, it is very important, right? It is extremely important to be there for people, you know. I don't care what happens, you have to be there for people.
Okay, I.
Anyway, sorry, I am like, I don't know. I'm sorry that I'm like, I know I've been rambling for like an hour, but it's true. You know, respect is so fucking important. And I think it needs to stay, think people need to remember that, you know. Excuse me.
It's alright.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, next time, like I said, I mean, you know, it's not gonna happen sometimes, you know, because sometimes you'll do something that you regret, right? You know, that's just what makes us human in the end, you know. sometimes it fucking happens. That is what makes us a person in the end.
Normally if I get barked at for being a furry or Therian or if anyone is being bullied for that I normally say who's the animal now you piece of crap I scream to the bullies.
Well, yeah. I mean, you don't scream at them. You just say, you know, you're acting like a... It's like, yeah, it's like, I may be a furry, but you're the one acting like an animal. You know? Simple as that. And you move on, you know? I don't know, I'm an adult, so I'm like, you know, I see a bunch of bullshit online, but like, again, I just don't pay attention to it. It is just not a thing that I really, like... It's just not a thing I pay attention to that much, right? I don't care enough, you know?
Or say I don't normally scream Sue.
Yeah. The one thing I will say that a lot of people probably should do is, like, not respond to hate comments on, like, on other people's channels, you know? Just because, like, you know, those channels, like, those comments are farming engagement from you. So, you know, I don't know. I don't know, man. I get fuckloads of hate all the time. Especially with what I'm doing, right? Like, what I'm doing is, like, a very much, like, a thing that people are, like, you know, me, like, criticizing the actual, like, you know, incentive of content creation, period, is not something that content creators really like about me, but I don't care if they don't like that about me.
I would just ignore them. I mean most people who know me IRL would think that I'm like completely normal. They don't know that I'm like a furry or a femboy until I like mention it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. If you are a... Well, that's the thing, too. You can't tell if somebody's a furry, right? Just like if you can't tell someone's gay, right? Like, you
But
probably
sometimes
tell...
if it gets too far I say what I say.
Yeah, well, here's the thing is, there's gonna be a lot of people that are going to, like, talk about how much they hate furries, right? Those are people that are just negative. I would say just steer yourself away from that conversation, right? Like, move yourself away from that and go do something else. Go to a different group and have a different conversation. You know, that is important, right? Like...
I have been told to delete my channel multiple times and my only response is no.
Well, yeah, you know. I get...
LOL.
Yeah, that's not...
How we get into this conversation?
What do you mean? Good question. I don't know. ADHD brain. Yeah, I mean...
Bro, I'm so tired color I'm staying up for you. Happy face.
Well, yeah, if you need to snooze, you should snooze, bro. Honestly. You should sleep if you want to sleep, man. Hold on, actually, you know what? Since we are kind of off on straying on a moment, let me actually do a little something real fast. Let me see here. Hold on, 1 second. I'm straying off for just a quick moment. Hold on, actually, you know what? Shut up, me. Hold on, sorry. Sorry, I just had to shut my
It's
stupid
3:41 AM I think I can manage. We went to generational and poor parenting styles and then what? Only 40 frames in on the 14 SEC animation RN.
40 frames in on the 14-second animation? Wait, really? Hold on, what are you talking about? Hold on. I haven't even started the animation yet. So... And I'm 93 seconds in. What are you talking about?
Honestly same but like. I'm trying to prepare myself for the military in any way possible so like I'm trying to get used to little amounts of sleep.
Ooh, yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one. Prepare yourself for the military. Holy shit. That is hardcore.
I mean my animation.
Oh, your animation. Fair enough.
3.
Damn, you're going longer than 14... You're going longer than... How long are you going for? 30 seconds? Good lord. Alright. Oh shit. Hold on, one sec. Got some... Oh, this one's actually just called Hold on. Wait, hold on. Oh shit, this is... Hold on, wait. Oh, we got a shit poster. Hold on, wait. Hold on. SGM, you're a shit poster. Oh my god, I love it. Hold on, wait. I'm also a shit poster. Hold on, we got shit poster reacts to shit poster. Hold on, wait. What is this? This one is just called so I just like had to see. Hold on. Oh.
Guys, I haven't told any of my friends that I'm transgender.
Oh yeah.
I have the urge to though, but do you guys think I should tell one of my friends? No, the animation is 171 frames long, it's 12 FPS. Oh god. Not that video.
I see why
Damn,
it's called
he got turned
now.
into an emote.
That's amazing. Yeah, it did get turned into an emote. That is just Twitch for you. That was amazing. Hold on, wait. Let's look at
OMG.
another one. Hold on, let's look at another shit post. Hold on. What's this one?
My eyes.
Hold on, wait.
He just placed a thermite on that window.
Oh, that one?
Oh.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah. I'm not correcting you, I'm just confused.
Why was you backshotting them?
He's trying to do my same thermite check. Oh.
Oh my god.
I don't know why that was called I'm Blind. So you're like a guy that posts like FPS shooter clips. That's awesome.
Oh lord.
Oh lord, what? What do you say oh lord for? Oh gosh. You guys are so negative.
I just mostly upload clips of my gameplay.
Hell yeah. What's this one?
That was so cool. I can't really see.
See what?
My brother plays that game EE.
Oh, Rainbow Six Siege?
I have gray patches on my eyes.
Oh? You have also tired eye bags, right? Me too. Yeah. I've also got I actually have
Yeah.
purple under my eyes. Believe me, I am the same way, man. My character just fully represents who I am.
Had them forever. So I have to wear glasses because they mess up my eyesight.
Ah. Fair enough. That's interesting. Got a very interesting channel here.
So
very
ears represent your
interesting.
gay and silliness.
So your ears represent... Well, no, it's just...
LOL.
My character was just... So my character just is a satire from something from 2014. Like, I made him in 2014. I don't remember if I've told y'all this before, Dandy, but my...
No, like legit gray patches. My parents found out that I had them because when I was 2 I bumped into the wall at the top of the stairs and fell all the way down.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my god. That's horrifying. I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. Oh my god. I'm just glad you're alive. That is unfortunate. I am very sorry to hear that. Said the Twitch streamer. Sorry. Oh, like, said the fucking... Sorry, I know it's not great, like...
One time a dresser fell on me.
Jesus Christ, my God. I've had, like, a large group of shelves fall on me before. And I've, like, hit my head a million times, like, falling off a counter. My kitchen counter, that was interesting. And my bed. And, like, you know, a million other things. But, you know... Yeah, it's... I am very sorry to hear that, I'm very sorry to hear that, SGM. I know it doesn't mean much, like, having a Twitch streamer be like...
It's alright. My
Yeah.
family has a bunch of guardian angels. My grandfather fought in Vietnam. He was
Dang.
sent home because he got sick after falling into a spike trap.
Oh my God. That's crazy. Yeah.
Bro, my sibling is playing Epic the Musical in the night brew.
That's funny. Sorry, my grandfather. Yeah. Yeah, my grandfather was in Spain at the time, I think. Before I don't know if he was in he never really told me his stories about that, you know. My grandmother would always tell me about like her circus stuff, but because she was like a daredevil for like a circus group, like when she lived in Spain, before she moved to Mexico and then moved to America afterwards. You know, she was also like in Ireland. Well, let's see. She went from Ireland. So she was born in Spain, went to Ireland, lived there for a while. I think that's where they met my grandfather, where she met my grandfather, and then she went from Ireland to Mexico, and then my parents were born
My
in
father once
Mexico.
walked all the way from his new house to his grandma's house, about like maybe an hour, all by himself when he was like 4, during a heat wave. I am the infamous Odysseus he.
My father once walked all the way from his new house to his grandmother's house, about like a half an hour, all by himself when he was like 4 during a heat wave. Shh, that's just called the Arizona walk. I'm kidding. I'm joking. No, honestly though, yeah, that's wild. I don't know. That one I think I've done a few times in my lifetime. I joke, but it's true, you know, it's like, I don't know, I've done that myself. But I also, you know, I don't
He
know.
passed out in front on the bench in front of the door to his grandma's house.
Jesus, yeah. Shh. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm joking. I don't know. I've done some crazy shit as a kid, but I also lived in the ghetto my whole life, so I used to live in the ghetto my whole life, so, not my whole life, just for a long time, so, you know.
His grandma has like a disembodied voice tell her to go check the front door, and that's when she found him.
Jeez Louise. That is insane. Well, guess I'm glad your father's alive from that. Maybe. I don't know, is your father a good person?
My dad used to walk across states without eating for a long while to take his mind off things, that how he met his best friend who I know but he passed last year. Sad face.
Dad used to walk across states without eating for a long while too? His mind off of things? That's how he met... Wait, what? That sounds impossible.
To other people yes. To his kids not so much.
That's... Well, fuck that guy. Sorry. I don't like child abusers, so that's just hood talk, you know. There's a few things I do not like. I do not like people that abuse their children. I do not like pedophiles, and I hate animal abusers. Like,
It's not impossible.
that is just like my hood brain, you know? I don't know.
He had a ton of blisters.
Yeah. I don't know how close you guys are to the borders, so maybe it wouldn't be that hard. But I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Understandable.
Yeah.
I do not like pedos, animal abusers, and terrorists.
Depends on your definition of terrorist. I don't know. It depends on what you... Because terrorist is such a generalized term, right? Like, I mean, if you're somebody that, like... If you're somebody that, like, steals from, like... You know, steals, like, you know, let's say baby food for your baby, and you're trying to feed your child, you know, that you probably didn't want in the first place.
Happy face.
Like, you are I get why you do that, right? Like, if you're somebody that, like, steals food, 100% reasonable, right? Like, you know, I get why people do that. But, if you are somebody that just destroys property without reason, yes, that is something that I would consider bad, right? Like, because terrorism is if you do something unlawfully, right? Like, essentially it is unlawful, like, vandalism, or killing, or shit like that, right? I would say that a lot of stuff that is labeled as terrorism in the United States is most of the time not terrorism. Most of the time. Sometimes it is, but most of the time it isn't terrorism. Just because they aren't killing people. So, you know, I don't know. That's a whole can of worms to open up, right? But I don't know. Like,
Y'all tell me, do y'all think Therians like animals and support Zoo Pilot?
y'all tell me, do you think Therians like animals? And no. God, I hope not. No, dude, fucking, I don't think Therians, like, sensible people, like, there's always people that are bad eggs in fandoms. I'm assuming, just like the furry fandom, there is some people that are full-blown zoophiles, and we do not support zoophiles. Full-blown. No. I believe there's probably Therians that could be zoophiles, but no.
Tricolor, you are awesome.
No, I do not. What I call it? I believe there could be Therians that you know are zoophiles, but again, I do not think all Therians are zoophiles. I think most Therians are not zoophiles. That is a new, yeah. I don't know, man.
Bro, my definition that I commented was probably marked as inappropriate.
Oops. Yeah, YouTube, so I don't know why. It is not me a lot of times, but when YouTube doesn't let people comment, for some odd reason, YouTube will just, like, they have an automatic moderation system. I can't get rid of it. Twitch, like, is way more lenient when it comes to people talking about stuff. And I usually just keep filters off, right? But with YouTube, it's automatic. I can't turn them off. There's no way for me to turn them off. YouTube wants everybody to be as squeaky clean as possible for no reason. I hate it. I don't know how to fix it. So yeah,
YouTube moderation is run by bots. I hate it.
yeah, it's dumb as shit. You know, I don't know. I mean, when you get 500 hours of content every minute on YouTube, you know, you're bound to get, like, you know,
Y'all, should I send a presentation link I made BC? My dad thought theory was a game. Like it's an involuntary thing that happens.
What? I don't even know what therianthropy is. Or is it just the Therian thing? Did I send a presentation link because I thought made because... Wait, I made because my dad thought... I don't know, man. I would say you could probably look at, like, Actually... Are there people...
Hold up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Ooh, you guys want to talk about some... You guys want to talk about some interesting, groups. You know those, like, Alpha Bro guys? You know? Man, dude, I really hope my kid, if I ever have a kid, I don't think I ever will, but if I ever have a kid, man, dude, I am... Like, I really hope they do not become, like, they do not become the disrespectful Alpha Bro guys. I hope if they... Because I know, like, gym bro culture is, like, massive right now, right? But I'm like... I hope they become, like, a cool gym bro, right? Like, a gym bro that's, like, respectful to people. Because there's, like, so many gym bros that are, like, really cool people, right? I hope they don't become, like, those Alpha Bro guys, right? Like, it's kind of cool that gym culture is actually, like, becoming more common with, like, Zoomers, right?
Okay, this is bugging me. I can't tell if the rain sound is the stream or outside my window. The weather has been bipolar for a few weeks now for me.
Oh, no, it's me.
3.
It's been an ongoing joke. It's either I put the void or I put rain in the background. Because usually when I have music on in the background, it's fine, but, like, people aren't really, you know, I don't know, every streamer puts music on in the background, so I have just rain. I don't know why it just, like, it for someone, like, it's...
Hello, my homosexual bear. There are rain sound, yes? Very good voice. Thank you, laughing face.
Hold on, homosexual bear? I'm not a bear. I'm also a twink. I'm also, like, you know, a mix... I'm a hybrid. Hey. Oof. It's alright. Our rain sound, very good voice, thank you. Yeah. Also, thank you for what? Also, hello, Avery.
I apologize.
You're good.
Okay, because yesterday it was rainy with a high of like 47 and today it was sunny with a high of 80. Tomorrow
Yeah.
it's going to be like rainy again with a high of like 64.
Ooh, you wanna know what's funny? It was like 95 degrees out, where I live right now. It was 95 degrees out when it, like, like when I was going to work today. And then when I was heading home, it was windy and freezing. Not freezing, but it was, like, really cold. It was, like, windy as hell and it was, like, 40 degrees. I was like, what the hell just happened? And it usually gets to like 120 degrees here, right? So it's like, hold on. Let me see what the highs are for tomorrow. Where I live. Hold on, let me see. Let me check real fast. Let me see what the high for tomorrow is. And not 420 high. Oh, what the hell? Okay, where's my weather app? Huh? Okay, weather app? Why are you not opening?
And it's tornado season, but tornadoes always hit like all the areas around me but never my area. Like hell, Chicago gets more tornadoes than my area does.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, and you live near tornadoes, too. You live in Oklahoma? If
Is
you're...
that Dandy's World?
It's what, Dandy's World? What, this? I wouldn't know. I am not... I'm just drawing up...
I lost track what we're talking about because my employee are talking to me.
Lost track what we were talking about because my employee... That's fine. If you're at work, man, you should probably not be, you know... Probably not be, shouldn't get in trouble for watching me. Like I said, you should probably, like, you know, not, like, you know, be careful, because I don't want you to get in trouble at work.
Nah. More north. I visit Chicago pretty often, NGL. I love the city, but like I would never want to live there.
Oof. Yeah, Chicago's pretty crazy. It seems wild. A lot of people in Chicago are like, or that have lived in Chicago are like, oh no, it's actually a really great place. And I'm like, yeah, but you gotta have, like, some balls to live there. You gotta be a pretty hardy person to live there, man. I don't know about you, but I'm like, yeah, I just, you know... I don't have the kind of, like, you know... the kind of hardiness a lot of Chicago people
If I get in
have.
trouble, I would know soon.
Sorry.
Yeah, only downtown and the north side are safe.
Yeah. I would say my state's pretty safe, but also, like, then again, I feel like I could, like, I don't know, I feel like I could handle anyone. You know, if you carry a piece around all the time, you kinda, like, you
I
know...
hate my employees at the end of the day.
Oof. That's not good. Oh, that's right, you're the one that works at that grocery store, right?
Well, I think I'm gonna continue on this animation later. Imma try joining in on the conversation.
That's fine. I'm actually about to end stream. Not right now, I'm just checking the weather for tomorrow. Just because I want to see where the hell...
I once again forgot to 3 instead of colon P. Damn.
Oof. I'm not ending stream right now. I'm just trying to grab the weather app right now. But,
Everyone is the same here.
what do you mean? What do you mean by that, Pepe?
You could look at the whip on the Discord.
Oh, sure, why not? May as well. Sorry, I'm trying to pull the weather, like, the weather for tomorrow where I live. adult core. Whoops, that is our conversation. Do not friend him, please. Do not bug him, please.
They're pretending knowing how I think and feel.
Oof. Is that your bosses or your employees? Or the employees? I mean, the coworkers. Sorry, employees. Jeez, my bad. Okay, what the f- I have a weather app. Oh my god, wait. Why is there a weather channel?
All of
app?
them.
Well, your bosses...
NGL, I still can't believe that was the first video feed in my channel that you looked at. Like there is only one other that it's like worse, but straight up. That video is still pretty bad for an first VID.
I've seen worse.
From not being.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was just very goofy. I don't know about you, but I thought it... I don't know, man. I like a lot of people's video. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, look at the expressiveness. Hold on, wait. I don't know what to do with this. Oh, this is the one where you slide to the left. Yeah.
Heteronormativity is real.
Yeah. Oh, God, yes. Okay, this is the one that I thought. Yes. I did see this previously. Yeah. Hell yeah.
At least you found it funny.
Exactly. I do not have, you know, any crazy, what do I call it, yeah, I don't have high expectations for anything, you know. I like stupid shit, you know.
That's a nice animation.
I know, it's very funny. It's very, very well made. Even for, like, a work in progress, it is very well made. You know. Says the guy that does worse shit, so. AKA me. So yes. I have a high of 90, so
Do you know what heteronormativity is?
So yeah, it was 40 degrees at night, and it was 90 today. So yes. Or yesterday, sorry. I guess now today is different. Know what heteronormativity is. I've heard of the word, but I am not too entirely sure what that means. Heteronormativity. Definition. Let's see here. Uh-oh. It says Scientology. Why is it involved in Scientology? Heteronormativity is the definition of heterosexuality as the normative human sexuality. It assumes the gender binary, i.e. that there are only...
Well, it is like 4 a.m. for me, Suo Imigo.
There are only two distinct opposite genders, and that sexual marital relate... Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me read this. So, heteronormative... Jeez Louise. Okay. Heteronormativity is a definition of heterosexuality as the normative human sexuality. It assumes the gender binary, i.e. that there are only two distinct genders, and that sexual and marital relations are most fitting between people of opposite sex. Well, they would be wrong then. Heteronormativity creates and upholds a social hierarchy based on sexual orientation, with the practice and belief that heterosexuality is deemed as a social norm. A heteronormative view therefore involves alignment of biological sex, sexuality, gender identity, gender roles. Heteronormativity has a links to heterosexism, homophobia, and effects of societal heteronormativity on lesbian, gay, and bisexual individuals have described as heterosexual or straight. Cool. So that's the people that are just that's those alpha bros that I'm talking about that are like the terrible ones, are the heteronormative people, I guess. Yeah. Those people. Yeah. Fucking hate them. Yeah, those people are insecure. AKA, it just means they're insecure. Ay, ay, ay. See, now that is an okay thing to hate, because they are dicks.
The Proud Boys pretty much. I would love to
Yeah.
trade places. I was not made for cold weather. I love hot weather. I don't care how hot. At least it isn't like less than 70 during the day.
Oh no, I love hot weather too, don't get me wrong. It's about 120 degrees here on average, like almost every day. Most days of the month. I would say about 8 months out of the year it's 120 degrees. Out of the rest, I'd say 9 months out of the year it's about 120 degrees. Or 100 or like 100 to 110 for about like 3 months, and then for the other 6 months it would be 120 degrees. And then for about 2 to 3 months it gets to like the 30s. So, you know, it's nothing crazy. So I love how it's like also saying, I love how like it's like, oh yeah, learn about discrimination. I'm like, I know what discrimination is. Know what discrimination is. Wiki, thank you. Appreciate that. 4 a.m. Yeah, you have a good night, MK. Thank you for hopping on by. Okay. Alright, I'm going to raid someone.
I remember having to go to school when it was like 5 to 8 degrees outside. Add wind chill and it almost feels like it's in the negatives.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna raid someone. I'm not, you know, you guys don't have to stay in that raid, just, you know, keeping connections with people. You know, just the usual. Just trying to keep connection with people and be like, oh yeah, definitely, you know, I'm definitely just here, and, you know, actually, I don't even have a whole lot of people in here. Never mind. I'm not gonna raid people. I am going to find a YouTube channel, though, that it will do afterwards for YouTube. We are gonna see if there's somebody... If there's somebody... I'm not gonna raid anybody on Twitch. There's not enough people here to not be annoying, so... Alright, let's search for artists that are live on YouTube, though.
Orange milkshake bird fly high Squidward.
Hi, Booty Wizard. Welcome back. Oh, shoot. Hold on. I actually don't know what to put here.
There is only like 2 people here on YT.
What, that are live? Yeah, but I'm just gonna... It's just gonna recommend a video after this one. I have to put something, though, for... Who is live right now? Trying to see if I can raid another furry, but... Is there really nobody... God. Come on, furries. Where are you? I know there's furries streaming right now. Trying to see if there's any... There's gotta be someone on YouTube. Hold on. What if I put... this? What the fuck? Why is furries getting an attack to top result? Jesus Christ, how sadistic are people? I love how when you type in furry, I come up first. I appreciate that, YouTube, but can you not? I love how I'm like trying to type in artist and I come up first for some odd reason as well. Okay, you know what? Hold on. What if I type in? If I type in that.
I came across furry couple that given me bad relationships advice.
Came across furry couple that give me bad... Really? I wonder why. Wonder why that is. Hold on. How big is this guy? Ooh. Okay, hold on. Okay. So... From what I understand... There is one other furry artist streaming right now. Damn it. Oh no, he's using the bathroom right now. Hopefully he talks. Let me see. Does he talk? Let me find out. Let's see.
They said love will find me instead of me finding it.
Cool. Awesome. They said love will find me instead of me finding it. Well, that's not false entirely. That's not entirely false. You just have to be involved in events and have people that are interested in the same thing. You can. Sometimes it will happen. I mean, that's not entirely false, but maybe, I don't know. That's like... So, I mean, that's what happened to me, you know, I mean, I had my partner found me, and we never knew that we were ever going to be in a relationship, so. Okay. Now, here's what I need to do. I need to make sure... Okay, so this other artist...
Sounds too religious with that.
Religious? I don't think that's religious. Seems a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to talk to the person you like. Hell, I'm scared of women, but like I'm talking to my crush RN.
Yeah, okay. No, don't take me to here. Hold on. Sorry, I'm like trying to go to a channel that is... Okay, good, cool. Alright. So, now when I end the stream, it will redirect y'all to a, it will redirect YouTube to artist. So if y'all want it, you know, if y'all want to talk to that guy, you know, it's up to you. He's the only other artist, so I just, what do you call it? He's the only other artist on YouTube, so that is pretty much our only other furry artist I see. So I will have him be there, you know. If y'all, you know.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, just mention me if you're over there. Hopefully, maybe see what he's into, and then I'll just, like, I'll collab with him in the future. Alright, y'all. Well, I'm ending it. Y'all have a good night. I will not see y'all tomorrow because I work early morning Sunday, so I'll try to stream by, like...
Take care, Color Storm.
I'll try to stream by, like, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Thank you, I appreciate SGM. I'll try to stream by, like, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So, yeah. I'm not going to, I don't know. I'm going to say maybe when I'm done with, like, the character, when I'm done with the scene references and I get everything set up, I'm going to probably take a little break, and then I'm going to do Spyro, like, maybe sometime in the future. I don't know when. So far, y'all have been, it might take a little longer because y'all wanted me to do, like, the retro Spyro. looking at this poll. So, and I still need to look at the YouTube poll, but, you know, if y'all haven't, vote for the poll. I have never seen the reignited version, ever. So I was gonna, it's a new experience for me if I play the reignited, but it's fine. I can play the retro instead. So, but I'll do that another time. That's not gonna be for a while. I won't do it for next stream or the stream after. It might be like a month from now. So, but I will do that eventually. I am just doing the poll right now so I can have people vote. So, to whenever the hell it happens. So, anyway, I'm gonna spin a wheel when that happens. Anyway, good night.